Okay. Good morning, friends. Okay. So, those who are comfortable with, please enable your video, no? Okay. I can see only fan, other things, not the face. Okay. Fast, fast. I want respond from your side faster. Okay. Fine. Am I audible? Please raise your hand and let me know. Am I audible? Or at least you can text yes in the box. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks for the cooperation. Now I got few mails. Okay, few mails telling that the interactions are dragging the time. Okay, so first of all I want to tell you that whenever I receive a question out of the topic or some complex question is there which would confuse the freshers, or the questions which requires a lot of time, of a lot of explanation which is not required for the entire class, I'm telling that please ask after the 1 o'clock. And those who are sitting after 1 o'clock, they will know that I am sitting till 2 o'clock. Okay, around 45 to 1 hour I am sitting and patiently answering to all the questions that is asked by the students. So already we are postponing the interactions, postponing the doubt clarification sessions to the thing. Whenever some doubts, something which is necessary, some pass has to be made. Okay, for that only we are doing it. Then I should also give this explanation. There is a psychology, okay, behind the procedure of the class. Okay, human attention spans for just 20 minutes. Human attention 20 minutes. Okay, after 20 minutes, automatically human attention will be wandering, and now we have to bring back the attention. Means we need to use some techniques. That is what used in the class. If you have observed clearly, exactly at the end of 20th minute, I would employ some kind of technique like interacting, asking question, getting reply to engage you. I'm okay. Let us moderate that. Since you have requested, I'm taking in your suggestion, but you guys must know that already we are doing the doubt clarification session and interaction later on after 1 o'clock. For another 45 minutes, which I'm not going to be paid for anyway. But still, I just want you to make this subject comfortable to you. That is why I'm doing. That I wanted to insist. And for some of you, you are completely already studied the subject. You would have attended classes somewhere else, some other institute, or in your colleges some orientation class would have been given to you. Okay, so after that coming in, definitely you will be feeling the first 3-4 classes is very slow. Okay, one of you have asked this question that, sir, preamble itself you are taking a lot of time, then how come we finish the portion? Remember, I am not only dealing with preamble. When talking with preamble, so many new words are coming. Okay, for example, yesterday neoliberal, one word I put. Now out of all the students, maybe 10 or 20 people may easily understand what is neoliberal because they are reading the newspapers, they are already aware. But for all of them it is new. So I need to tell what is neoliberal, and then only I can go and discuss the question. So the first few classes in Indian polity do require a lot of discussion, lot of explanation to make you familiarize the terminologies of polity. Once we are familiarized with the terminologies, we can kickstart. Okay, fastly we can cover up for the entire syllabus. So don't worry about that. Okay, I'm conscious, I'm aware, and I'm conscious of that. Of course, okay, the batch this time, it's some delay compared to offline classes. Online classes is taking time. That is because we are accommodating to a new platform. Okay, so we will be trying to reduce the time thing also. Okay, fine. And there is one more mail I received. Okay, the person who kept asking irrelevant question has mailed that stop interactions. If others we have not done, that would be fine. Okay, so I have a good memory power. So remember, what are we also contributing, that also matters. Okay, then next is another thing is, yesterday we were talking about socialism and capitalism. Okay, some of you have told that the class, economics class is being taken in polity class. See, you must know in IAS examination all are interrelated. Sometimes when modern history class is happening, they will be touching up some concepts of polity. When we talk bilateral relation, there also concepts of polity will be touching. Okay, then in case of economy also, because polity is interrelated, it administers the entire country, it touches all the spheres. And to talk about the relevance of socialism and why we are moving towards capitalism, first I have to explain what is socialism, what is capitalism. Without that, directly if I am going to put a statement, you are not going to understand. Okay, so many of you, please understand that we are not wantedly dragging it. The purpose of going slow is to familiarize all you with terminologies. For freshers, I want to make this subject comfortable. Okay, for example, Lakshmikant, there one word they have given. Because of adapting to capitalism, sovereignty, the concept of secularism is diluted. One line he finished. Okay, now why it is diluted, how to answer in the examination, you have to be told. That is the purpose of the coaching institute. You must understand that. Okay, we are not here to just mug it up from the book and repeat it in the class. Okay, and go ahead. I will have to orient you towards the examination. There's a genuine purpose from us, so please cooperate. Okay, so the delays are due to sometimes you are asking the doubt to enable and come and ask question. You are taking time. Once again, by practice, it will be reduced. Okay, so this is the thing, and overall, I'll try to do whatever possible on my side. Okay, to fastly cover up the syllabus. We are going in track only. Okay, no need to worry. When base is explained, when the foundation is very strong, the structure which is built on that foundation is also going to be strong. So the purpose of the class is to make you very good in the foundation of polity, so you yourself is able to think logically and answer in polity in both prelims examination and mains. Okay, and there was another remark that too much of mains is being discussed. This is PCM batch. Prelims comes mains batch. For your understanding, I am here to teach not only for prelims examination but also for mains. Most of the institutes, they put PCM and they say that they will teach only for prelims examination. Okay, I think that is not justice, right? So we are doing the comprehensive way. Yes, sir. Okay, that there is a answer now that there is a message from one student. They are saying that to continue with the same format. Okay, thanks for that. I'll continue with the same format. I'll try to reduce unnecessary things, and from today onwards, I'll be more stricter. Okay, when questions are asked, I'm going to choose and answer only relevant questions. Other questions postponed to the last session. That I'll do. Fine. Okay. Fine. Okay. So, and you must also understand the batch consists of freshers as well as experienced people. I have to do justice for both of them. That and all is through experience I've learned. So be cooperative. Okay. Don't jump to conclusions. That is too soon. 3-4 classes jumping to conclusions is not appropriate. Anyway. Sanitary. Okay. So we were discussing about socialism yesterday. Socialism is over. In crux, socialism means of production will be owned by state, but in India, we are capitalistic by our economic system. Capitalistic by our economic system. Thank you. We're capitalistic by our economic system, but by our goals, we are socialistic. How this is how we know we are relevant. Okay, relevant. Okay. And as I told you in the first class, even if you find it, too much of new information is coming, sit with the class, casually take in things, you will be comfortable with it. Okay. Yeah. Today, secularism. The next topic is secularism. So what do we mean by secularism? In our main syllabus, there are two topics. One is salient features of Indian constitution, in which secularism will come, and one more topic is there, comparison of Indian constitution with world constitutions. Like that, there is a topic. So whenever we are learning the topics, we have to understand what is the concept in Western countries and what is in Indian countries. So we are able to cover both the areas. So when we talk about secularism, we are first going to talk about what is Western secularism. Then we will be talking about Indian secularism. Okay, Western secularism is different, Indian secularism is different. In Western secularism, it is separation of religion and state. Okay, Western secularism is separation of state and religion. Okay, so I'll tell you the historical context why such definition is given. Okay, for Western secularism. In the medieval times, that is 15th, 16th century of Europe, any decision that is taken by the kings and queens has to be authorized by Pope sitting in Vatican. Okay, so we all know that the Roman Empire was supported by Christian religion. So the constituents of Roman Empire, later part, France, Germany, with all these things, whenever they make decision, they have to get final approval of that decision with the Pope. Now, when the Pope decides about public matter, problems of the people, whether he will be interested in safeguarding the interests of the religion, or whether he will be interested in safeguarding the interest of people, religion, obviously religion, because he's a religious leader automatically. So thinkers of that time, philosophers of that time, they saw that the real problem in society is because people's problem is not addressed by the kings, it is addressed by religious person. So religion is far better. The priests, the clerics, the priests are there enjoying everything at the cost of the people. The common people is suffering. So how to resolve, how to cure the problems of the common people? You have to separate the religion and the state. The church has to be separated from the state, which means the Pope should not have any say on the public matters. And this is how Western secularism evolved. But in case of India, okay, it is not like that. Okay, Indian secularism, the meaning is equal respect to all religions. Equal respect to all religions. Okay. What do we understand by this? Okay, that all the religions will be treated equally, and the state will have a positive relation with the religion. State will have a positive relationship. Positive. In Western countries, complete separation of religion and state. But here we are not talking about separation of religion and state. We are saying that Indian state, Indian government will have some role in religion. Will have some role in religion, but that role will be positive and the role will be equal. Listen, friends, in polity, whenever I use the word positive, it means there will be some action of the state, action of the government. Western secularism is negative secularism. Negative secularism. When I say negative, don't understand that it is wrong or something bad like that. In polity, the word negative means absence of action of the state. In polity, the word negative means absence of the action of the state, whereas in case of it is positive relationship. Okay, fine. So in Western countries, there will be no action of the state. Okay, the government will say, okay, you have your religion, you follow your own religion, I will not come and interfere at all. But in India's case, it is a positive relationship, which means state will facilitate religion. State, the country, the government will come and help religion to be practiced. But when it does so, it will do it in an equal way. It will not, give partiality. It will not give preference to one religion over the other. All the religions will be equally respected, equally protected. Okay. So I would give example. The Indian government is facilitating the Hajj pilgrimage. Recently, the Hajj, just 3-4 days before, a week before, we had this Hajj celebration. Some delegation from India went there. Okay. No, not this time. This because of this corona issue. But anyway, regularly Muslims Hajj pilgrimage is facilitated by the government. Earlier, government gave subsidy also. Some amount of money will be given from the government side for Muslims to practice their religion, to go to Hajj. August 5th, Ram Janmabhoomi, okay, another example. The Prime Minister lays the foundation, okay, they facilitates the trust. Okay, trust is only building, funding is done by some people, but the government is facilitating the construction of Ram Mandir. Okay. Some people are criticizing it is unsecular because when the court has said, okay, Ram Mandir can be built, the court also said in some 5 acres that is allocated within Ayodhya itself, mosque also should be established. The government is yet to take any action related to the establishment of mosque. Okay, but they're doing, that is why they are saying, you can facilitate religion, good, but when you facilitate one religion at the cost of other religion, not minding another religion, then it is unsecular. Okay. Then we find that the government is running buses and trains to pilgrim places. Have you noticed that? Many a time the government is not getting any profit. Okay, but they are arranging for transport and other facilities for pilgrim places because they want to facilitate the religion. They want to facilitate it. So Indian secularism is positive secularism. That is, government will act, government will try to facilitate the religion. In various states, we have government running some boards to manage the temples. Okay, so in case of Kerala, Devaswam temple is there. Devaswam board is there, which takes care of various temple. There's one example recently, Padmanabha Swami temple. The Supreme Court has given orders that Padmanabha Swami temple can be administered by the king itself, the Raja of Travancore, or the present royal family in Trivandrum. They can maintain the Padmanabha Swami temple. The Supreme Court has ordered. But before that, who was handling? Government was taking care of it. To take Tamil Nadu's case, HRCE department, Hindu Religious and Charitable Endowment Department. I will discuss about this department later when we get into the subject. The main function of this department, Hindu Religious, okay, Charitable Endowment, is to safeguard the temples. Now that is what Indian secularism is not separation of state and religion. State facilitates religion. Whatever is the need of a particular religion, the state will support. Suppose Christians want to conduct a procession, some religious procession. Okay, Muslims want to offer namaz in the Marina Beach. Okay, or some public place. Hindus want the procession of Ganesh idols during Vinayaka Chaturthi. The state gives security. The state allows that to be practiced in the public place. Example, positive secularism. Okay, fine. Now, I have told the history behind the meaning of Western secularism. What is the history behind Indian secularism? Why all the religions should be equally respected? It is true that India has been a country where multiple religious people has come, and religious persecution has been part of Indian history. It's true. Okay, when the Mughals were there, it's true that they destroyed a lot of temples, and it is true that there was a conflict between the Shaivais and Vaishnavais. Okay, the worshippers of Lord Shiva and Lord Shiva and Vishnu, and there has been religious persecution between the two. Jains have been persecuted in India by Hindus. Okay, Northeast religions, they have been persecuted by the kings who patronized Hinduism. Okay, so we are finding that in Indian history during the Mughal period, Hindus were persecuted. In other part of the history, we find that minority religions has always been persecuted. So our freedom fighters were very clear. They thought, okay, in the new India that we are establishing after 1950, there must be respect to all religions. When all religions are respected equally, religious persecution can be avoided. And moreover, we have been affected by partition, 1947, Hindu-Muslim conflict. Okay, partition is a big thing. 5 million plus people died, not 1 or 2, just for religious sake. So many people died, bloodshed. The writers of the constitution did not want to repeat it. They want harmony between Muslims and Hindu. They don't want the conflict. Okay, and in partition, Pakistan was created as the Islamic country. Okay, and if India has been created as a Hindu nation, many Muslims should have crossed over to Pakistan, and that would have created a much more human catastrophe. Already millions of people have died. If India also declared as a Hindu nation, that would be a problem. So they went for secularism. Okay, they went for secularism. In India, we can say that secularism is opposite to communalism. Secularism is opposite to communalism. Okay. Communalism. What do you mean by communalism? Very simple. Excessive passion towards one religion. In India, the word communalism differs meaning across the world. We are learning Indian polity. For Indian polity, communalism means excessive passion towards one religion. Passion is excessive adhering at the cost of another religion. Very important. Excessive passion towards one religion at the cost of other religion. Okay, fine. Now this is very important. You should have a very clear understanding, because newspapers write different meaning, different connotations. What would be a correct understanding of communalism for IAS examinations, UPSC examinations? You must listen this carefully. I want perfect attention. Okay, I need one volunteer. Yes. Just let's interact. Okay. Fast, no? Fast. This is where we lose time. Okay, somebody raises hands, starts the interaction, we can cut down on this gaps and all. Fast. Arvind, யாராவது இது பண்றாங்களா பாருங்க. Hand raise. யாராவது ஒருத்தர் ப்ரிஃபர் பண்ணுங்க. ஃபர்ஸ்ட் கம் ஃபர்ஸ்ட் சர்வ் பேசிஸ். Yeah, Shivapriya. Yes.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Can we start the interaction?
Yes, sir. Communalism means we are promoting one religion at the cost of other religion. There should be equal emphasis for all religions.
When equal respect is there for all religions, that is secularism. Okay, fine.
Yes,
Now,
sir.
okay, let me give this scenario. You must tell whether the person is communal or not. Okay, supposing there is a Hindu. Okay, a Hindu comes and they are claiming that there must be prohibition of slaughtering of cows. That is a very sensitive issue that is going on recently, right? In newspapers and all, it's coming. So when a Hindu is asking that I want prohibition of slaughtering of cows, okay, whether the person is communal, you try guess. If even if you are wrong, I think it's a problem. Confidently try.
It is communal, sir.
That is
Because
the answer.
as per my knowledge, it is communal, sir. My opinion is communal because there are some people who prefer non-veg and who prefer cow to eat. So we cannot say to make it as a universal act. We cannot do that.
Complete prohibition is not possible, but at least the milking cow, the domesticated cows, that can be prohibited, no? See, I'll come to the explanation. I very thankful for you for giving your open opinion. Now, this is the opinion that is there everywhere, okay, throughout the country. They think when some person comes and asks for their religious right, they are communal. Not at all. When somebody is demanding their religious demand, it is absolutely allowed in polity. That is a democratic country. Religion is a group. So Hindus, Christians, Muslims, Buddhists, Jains, if they are coming and asking for their rights, if they are coming and asking for their interest, telling that this is my religious belief, so please address this religious belief, it is not communal. And I told you, Indian secularism is positive secularism, which means state will hear your genuine demands and do whatever it can do possibly. The state will protect the interests of every religion. But when it does so, it will do so for every religion. It is not at the cost of another religion. The first definition itself we saw. Excessive passion towards one religion at the cost of other religion is what we call as communalism. A person being religious doesn't mean communal. Very important point that all of you should take. By commonly reading the newspaper, by watching the television, we may have an assumption that anybody who claims for religious want or anybody who's so religious, who's appearing in religious, say, for a Hindu appears in a saffron color, a Muslim coming in the beard and head cap, they are communal. Like that, there is a perception they are not communal. They are being religious. Being religious is admitted in this country. In fact, Indian secularism will protect, will facilitate religion. Okay, so that's the first point. Okay, another question, Shivapriya. Okay, now having discussed this, can I go with the next question? Are you on air?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm convinced. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Suppose Muslims are coming and they are demanding that cow should be slaughtered during Bakrid because it is their religious ritual. Okay, like that. Whether it is communal or not. After the discussion, you please infer, Shivapriya.
I feel this is their right, sir.
Right, like a Hindu
religious
is coming
right
asking for their religious interest to be protected. A Muslim can also ask for. Now, what is the role of state? State will come and take a middle path. Now, in Indian Constitution, we have said, okay, whichever state wants prohibition of slaughtering of cows, you can go. Whichever state does not want, you do not create a law. And in that law also, they have clarified that milking animals, draught animals should not be killed. Only when the animal becomes unproductive, then you can go for slaughtering. And slaughtering is regulated. Okay, slaughtering is regulated in many states. Okay, so the problem is when you go for open slaughtering, even the cows, milking animals is being slaughtered. So now they say slaughter, there are certain rules. You can slaughter buffalo and other things, not the cow, because cow is a sentimental religion. In fact, when we say beef, most of the beef that is produced in India is from buffalo, not from cow. Okay, so the government has made an arrangement that this way the eating habits and the cultural practices of Muslims is protected. At the same time, Hindus' sentiment, the core cow is also protected. Okay, so some people will come and say still people are slaughtering the cows. Don't believe, it is buffaloes that has been slaughtered. Illegally, there are cow slaughtering taking place. I agree. That has been stopped by the government. Okay, that is a different story. Now the point is, both can come and ask for their religious rights. They cannot be termed as communal. in between, one small thing. Across the world, cow is a friend of farmer, right? Cow helps human beings. One is by plowing the land, okay, before the technology, tractor and other things came, and cow gives milk, okay, for all the societies, not only Indian society. But interestingly, Indian society alone reveres cow as god, okay, and anything related to cow is seen as very sensitive. Why? Why is that so? Any utility wise, okay, religious sentiment, I've agreed, okay, in Puranas, Agamas and everything, cow has been given a central place, agreed, okay. Apart from that,
So,
yes,
shall I tell, sir?
yeah, please.
So I feel that in Indians were most exposed to milk compared to paddy cultivation, because before paddy cultivation we consumed milk, so cow got some importance, and also it is easy to domesticate
Yeah,
compared to other animals.
that is true for all the civilization, right? Why India alone has chosen the cow to be god? Geography, any geographical reason?
Maybe India had more cow population compared to other countries. I'm just making a wild guess, sir. I'm not sure. But as far as I know, in Egyptians also cow is a god. Cow is treated as a god. So
But
it is not only for
of
India,
God,
I guess.
in case of Egypt, one of the gods, okay, cow is not given the extreme or sacrosanct place as in India. Okay. The reason is India is a monsoon country. Okay. During monsoon, now 1 year we'll have good crop, 1 year we won't have a good crop. Whenever there is shortage of agricultural grains, for survival sake, cattle has been used. So in best of times, when crop is good, if you are involving slaughtering of cows and other things, what will happen? It will be a uh, insecure situation. So what they said is we have to have survival of cattle, especially cows, which would give milk during the shortage of crops. So survival of human civilization, especially Indian civilization, was possible. So that is why cow is central to Indian civilization, Hindu culture also. Okay, fine. Next, my next question is: supposing an Hindu and a Muslim is coming, and they are having a conflict. Okay, telling that my interest is prohibition of slaughtering of cows, your interest is eating cows. Okay, so we have a conflict like that. Two are arguing. Or let us take the Ayodhya case. Muslims are saying we want Babri Masjid at that place, whereas Hindus are saying no, I want Ram. It is a Ram Janmabhoomi, so I want Ram Mandir, Ram temple at that place. Now, when two persons are coming and having an argument like this, whether it is communalism.
Yes, it is turning towards communalism.
Slowly we may say that it is turning, but remember I use the word argument, discussion. So when one group is going telling another group that our interests are different, conflicting, it is a political process. Once again, we should understand polity clearly. Okay, so Bipin Chandra says that this particular aspect is communal, but I would say from polity perspective, as long as you are discussing the conflict, you are trying to resolve the conflict, so nothing bad about it. It is not bad for the country. Okay, only when we understand, only when we recognize that there is conflict between two communities, we can resolve the conflict, right? When we refuse to talk, when we refuse to come and discuss, we will not be able to arrive at solution at all. So even the second scenario, I would say that it is not dangerous communalism, or it is not purely communalism. Okay, groups has to come and demand their interests. Religions can ask, no, these things has to be protected to me, and if there is a conflict, they can sit across and talk, this is our conflict. Okay, then what else is communalism, you will be asking. This is the third scenario. When a Hindu and a Muslim is coming and discussing, and a Hindu is saying that, see, these are my interests, it is completely opposite to you, but you should accept my interest, you should compromise on your interest. If you are not compromising on the interest, go to Pakistan. That is communal. Okay, that is communal. And a Muslim is coming and telling that, these are my interests. If you are not protecting these interests, if you are not accepting these interests, I will create a separate country called as Pakistan or Bangladesh. So in these two cases, what is happening? Both are fighting and they are saying that they cannot live together anymore. Peaceful existence is not possible. We should separate it only. We should live as two countries. Like that, they are saying this is what we call as communal mindset. See, a communal mindset is when a person thinks that my interest and your interest is different, so we cannot live together. You can take note. You can take note. Communalism is a way of thinking. Communalism is a way of thinking that interests of one religion. Communalism is a way of thinking that interest of one religion is not compatible with the interest of the other religion. Okay, here the word compatible means it's not adjustable. Okay, so not compatible. So that I'll repeat. The interest of communalism is a way of thinking that the interest of one religion is not compatible with the interest of other religion, so that peaceful coexistence is not possible. Peaceful coexistence is not possible. Okay. So what happens is, in case of communalism, it reflects in or it manifests in two ways. Majoritarianism. Okay. When a majority person, okay, when a person belonging to majority community, he is communal, he is called as a majoritarian. When in minority community, minority is a group which is smaller in strength. Okay, so in case of India, Muslims are called as a minority, Christians, Buddhists, Jains are called as a minority. So if Hindus are communal, they are called as majoritarian. If minorities are communalists, they will ask for a separate country. They will not be ready to live with the Indian nation. They will not accept the interests of India. So they are called as separatists. Okay, so Pakistan creation, no, it is because of separatism. Even now in Jammu and Kashmir, we call it separatism because the people of Jammu and Kashmir are saying they are Muslims and their interest is not compatible with the interest of the majority, the Hindus. Both are bad to the country. Both will lead to division of the country. Both will lead to the division of the country. So that is why the framers of Indian Constitution, they don't wanted communalism. They wanted to create structures of secularism as a countering to communalism. Okay, so we declared India as a secular country to counter the majoritarianism and separatism. And what is secularism? When you treat all religions equally, when all religions are treated equally, well and good. Okay, when all religions are treated equally, there won't be separatism, there won't be majoritarianism. Okay, there is equal respect to all religions. Okay, I think now you are very clear about what is communalism. Asking for religious benefits or to protect their own religious interests is not communalism. Communalism is when you say that my and your interest is conflicting we cannot resolve the conflict, so only we can divide. But if people are coming and demanding their religious needs, at the same time they are coming and telling that, I'm ready to be part, I'm ready to resolve the conflict and come at a common solution, then we can call it as a secular tendency. Okay, see, very simple. I give you an analogy, a small analogy, easily you can understand. Suppose you and your friend is going to a bakery. Okay, you want cake. Okay, the other person wants egg puffs. Okay, let us assume. And in that bakery there is only one cake, one egg puffs is there. Okay, what you need is a cake, what your companion needs is a egg puff, so both our needs can be satisfied. So now if you are going and asking for cake, it is not wrong. If your companion is going and asking for the egg puffs, not a problem. And even if both of you want a cake, you can ask for both. Whoever is having more number of money or like influence, they can buy. Now you are aware that your friend is going to ask for egg puffs. Okay, so you are going and telling the shopkeeper, give me the egg puff, or you are telling the shopkeeper, I will pay double the price of that egg puffs. You may not give the egg puffs to me, but definitely you should not give egg puffs to the friend. Likewise, your friend is also coming and saying, I'll pay triple the money. Okay, please don't give that fellow the cake. Okay, this is what we call it as communalism. When a religion is going and asking for their own needs, fine. But a religion is going and asking, see, you should not give that to that religion. We are finding some of the communal Hindus are telling that, no, don't give these things to Muslims. Okay, they are all communalists. Some Muslims are coming and saying, okay, you have to give all priority to my interest only. You don't give these things to Hindus. Okay, like that, if there is a talk, then they are communal in their mindset. So communalism altogether means, okay, the incompatibility or conflict between two religions, and there is no intention for resolving the conflict. Okay, so in case of India, we found that in the Ayodhya issue, they went to the court of law, and then mediation, then once again court of law. Okay, and once again when the court gave a decision, the Muslim party said, okay, then since Supreme Court has given this solution, we are not agitating, we are not involving violent protests, but we will file a petition again to showcase our interests. This is not communal. Okay, asking for the religion. Okay, so when as I said, no, when the court has asked for building of both Ram Mandir as well as mosque, only Ram Mandir is being built, and this side the mosque is not being considered at all, is communal. Okay, fine. I think you understood this, all of you. Okay, I'm just continuing. If there is any doubt, please click on the hand raise button or text in the chat box. Otherwise, I'll keep continuing, because if I wait for your response, it's taking time. I'm continuing with the next topic. If you still have doubts, you can raise meanwhile. Okay. And the word secularism, once again, okay, the word socialism, secularism, both were not part of the original preamble. It was inserted by 42nd Amendment Act, 1976. Now, yesterday when I talked about socialism, I told 44th Amendment Act. I made a mistake. Okay, it is actually 42nd Amendment Act. So please make the necessary correction. Yes, Revati, yes. What is the doubt, Revati?
Hello, sir. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, good morning.
Sir, there is no doubt, sir. I raised hands for your interaction session. The first question you asked, no? For that, I raised hands, sir. Not, I don't know. I don't have any doubt, sir. Sorry, sir.
Okay, done. Okay, now secularism, please make a correction. Secularism, socialism, okay, as well as the word integrity. These three were added by Indira Gandhi in 1976, 42nd Amendment Act. why secularism was not added? Okay, the reason is, when asked in the Constituent Assembly, Ambedkar replied that the same preamble, we have liberty of thought, expression, belief, faith, worship. Okay. Now, what is liberty of belief, faith, and worship? This is nothing but religious freedom. Okay, religious freedom. So Ambedkar said, already we are talking about secularism, religious freedom. The other name of secularism is religious freedom. Freedom of thought, freedom of belief, faith, and worship. You can worship any god you want. That is secularism, and state will support. The government will come and help you to practice your religion. So Ambedkar said, if you are adding the word secularism, it will be duplication. Same, telling the same thing again and again. Okay, not required. And Ambedkar also insisted this. If we were to put all the important concepts inside the preamble, for example, India is a federal country, India is a parliamentary form of government. I'll give explanation later for these terms. Okay, India is a federal and parliamentary form of government. But we are not adding it in the preamble. In preamble, we are not telling that it is a federal country, it is a parliamentary form of country. It's because if you include all the unique points of Indian constitution inside preamble, preamble will become like the constitution. Okay. What is the logic of introduction? Introduction should be shorter. As I told you, in the answer writing, not more than 3 sentences. If your introduction itself is half of the page, remaining half you do nothing to write. So the constitution is the best example to teach you how the introduction should be written. Preamble should be short and precise, non-repetitive. At the same time, it should give all the idea. So they said only what things has to be told in the preamble that has been told. Other things is left inside the constitution, it can be read later. So Ambedkar said we did not want repetition, so better let us go for skipping the word secularism. Skipping the word secularism. Okay. Now, then why did Indira Gandhi added the word secularism? She added the word secularism because she thought once again communal forces are rising. Communalism is taking strong holds in India and it is growing faster. So to counter communalism, Indira Gandhi wanted to introduce the word secular, to declare that India is a secular. So people restart to think what is secularism and start promoting equal respect to all religions. So Indira Gandhi brought the word secularism in to counter the communalism. Okay. Now I would like to talk about this. Okay. So Indira Gandhi faced, once again, in between the class, I'm going for the historical context. Reason is, when history is told, why Indira Gandhi introduced secularism, socialism and integrity. If I just tell these were introduced by Indira Gandhi, you will forget it within 2 weeks. You have to keep on rereading to remember. But I tell the historical context, you will understand. And moreover, when I talk about some terms, some small terms, I'm giving a lot of explanation. Okay, so you may think that is not required. Remember, those who attend my class and read the newspaper is going to be easy for you. I know what are the key words that is repeated in the newspaper. So when those words come as a part of the class, I ensure that it is explained. So reading of newspaper becomes easy for you. Okay, so that is also a tool. See, there are multiple objectives that we introduce in the class. That is why this format is followed. So now I am going to discuss the historical reason why Indira Gandhi has to introduce secularism, socialism, integrity. Okay, fine. So Indira Gandhi, in her tenure, from 1969, she faced these problems. left wing extremism. Okay, right wing extremism, left wing extremism. And then regionalism. So these three were the problems, okay, that's faced by Indira Gandhi. And what do you mean by right wing, centrist, left? Okay, this difference you must know because it is regularly used in the newspaper. Okay, right wing, left wing, and the central thought. Okay, so right wing people are generally conservatives. They want to conserve the tradition and culture. Okay, right wing people, they want to conserve culture and tradition. For example, you take BJP. BJP is called as a right wing political party. Why? Because they want to protect the culture and tradition. No change in the society, or they are reluctant for change. Okay, they say that don't make any changes in the society. What is the idea behind right wing conservatives is that they feel that our ancestors have tried multiple systems. Our ancestors have tried multiple systems, multiple ways of life, and finally they have settled with a certain culture, certain tradition. Okay, now if you are once again experimenting, we will be facing some problem in the society. So it is better to follow the time tested tradition. Okay. For example, the conservative right wing would say the human society has already tried with polygamy, multiple husbands and wives, polyandry, multiple husbands, gay sexual relationship, lesbian, bisexual. Okay, all types of sexual relationships has been tested and tried. Okay, but monogamy, single marriage. Okay, that is where culmination of Ramayana. That is the central message of Ramayana. One person, one spouse. Okay, so that is the culmination. So what conservatives will say is, let us follow monogamy. Once again, if transgenders are coming and lesbians and gay are coming and asserting their rights, we need same-sex marriage. Conservatives will oppose. Don't do that because already we tried and we failed. We have arrived at the best form of sexual intercourse or family life. We have to continue with that. We should not go back. Okay. So that is why, right wing people always they say we want to preserve our culture, ancient tradition. And whenever we talk about change, they oppose change because they believe that the tradition or culture is the best working system for a human. Left wing people, okay, they say that all the problems humankind is facing is because of the existing tradition, okay, existing culture. Whatever system we are following, whether it is religious system, political system or cultural system, that is the reason for the exploitation and it has to be completely changed. Okay, left wing, right wing is there, and left wing. So they want complete change, and this change, they want a radical change, which means entire system has to change. Radical means what? Basically, if you have religion, they say abolish religion. Left wing people will say, if you have a present political system, dismantle it. For example, Naxals, they are saying that overthrow the state. Having a government, police and army, that is the biggest problem. So you just demolish everything, give power to the people. Okay, so they will be blaming the existing system. They want complete change, left wing. Okay, and they want a quick change, not only radical, quick. So revolution. The left will believe in revolution. Okay, then who are the centrists? Okay, the centrist people are those. The centrist people are those who are thinking that traditions, some traditions are good, some traditions are bad. Okay, those traditions which help human beings is good. Those traditions which is not helping human beings is bad. Okay, for example, sati, child marriage, widow, not allowing widows to remarry. These are the provisions. Okay, are the traditions which is not good. So they say these are bad traditions. But joint family, okay, or primacy to family. Okay, the duties the father should do to the son and daughter. Obedience from the part of the children. Okay, like that, so these are the traditions. They say it's good. So centrist people will say centrist people will be telling that good traditions has to be maintained, bad traditions has to be changed. Okay, central people, they are not absolutely for tradition or against tradition. Okay, they say bad traditions should be changed, good traditions has to be conserved, but this change should be a gradual one. Very, very important. Gradual change. Gradual change. Slow by slow, without hurting the society, because sudden changes will create problem. For example, conservatives will say wherever there is a revolution, the society stagnates. When there was First World War, Second World War, or the Russian Revolution, French Revolution, it created new things, but at that time people were suffering. Okay, for example, during freedom struggle, our freedom fighters fully had to concentrate on getting freedom for the country. The other areas, science and cultural development, little bit stagnated. So they say, abrupt change and revolutions will not bring stagnation. There will be no progress for the society, and bloodshed will be there. So no change. Whereas the centrist people will say, let there be change without affecting the order of the society. Very important. There shall be change without affecting the order of the society. In case of left revolution, they want change in the society even if it causes bloodshed or violence. But centrists will say change without disturbing order of the society. Okay. Now tell me, any one of you, please click on the hand raise button and tell me. Yeah. Jyoti, you have raised your hand. You tell me. A bureaucrat should have which type of attitude? Right wing, left?
Centralist.
Center. Very good.
Centralist.
Very good. Very good. Very good. So only a centrist, who identify what are good traditions, what is good in our existing system, that they should continue. Bad things has to be reformed, and the reform should be gradual instead of disturbing the society. Without disturbing the order of the society, the change should be enforced. Very good, Jyoti. Now another question: in a given society, okay, how people should be, common people? what should be their way of thinking?
Okay.
Right?
Like,
Left
we find two type of thinking, like right wing, left wing type of thing. Can you repeat, sir? Because
I'll repeat the question for people, common people, what should be their attitude? For bureaucrat, you said centrist attitude. For common people, what should be their attitude?
sir, in society we find three type of mentals. Like we find rightist, leftist, and centrist. Sir.
Yes.
We can't determine one person is like that or something.
Opinion. That is how society and should also. My point is, common people should have different shades of political opinion. We should have right wing people, left wing people, as well as centrist people. Then only the society will be
Yes, sir.
balanced. Because imagine a society where all are right wing people. Okay, there is
For
no.
the check and balance, we need three people.
Yes, yes.
For check and balance.
Thank you, Jyoti. So the point is, if you have only right wing people, what will happen? We won't have any change at all. New things will not happen. Okay, reforms will not have, necessary changes will not be made. Okay, sometimes inequality will be continued. For example, slave system, caste-based discrimination, untouchability. Okay, so things like that will be glorified and will be continued. They won't change at all. At the same time, if a society is purely left, okay, what will happen? Continuous chaos. People will be always on the streets protesting. Okay, there is no scope for development. There is no scope for human progress. Okay, so completely, a society where more left people are there, it's bound to have a trouble. Okay, because there will be continuous chaos, no stability. Okay, and the society is full of centrist. What will happen? Okay, that is the problem with neutrality. Yesterday we were discussing, no? If all are neutral, it is like supporting the existing system. Like, whatever existing tradition they support. The centrists need the provocation of left in order to act. Okay, when left people are asking for change, the centrist will now act. Otherwise, centrists will be too slow to act because they are reactive. Centrists are reactive. They don't act proactively. Centrists will usually, when a problem occurs, then only they will take decision. Okay, so their actions will be slower. That is also not good to society. We need left people to provocate, and we need right people to act as a floodgate. Okay, supposing left people are asking for changes, centrist people is doing thing. Right people, or those who are thinking right, will come and say, no, don't go for a faster change. Think twice before you are changing. Okay, so the rightists, they have a utility in society. They act as a floodgate in the society. They ensure the culture is protected. Okay, so too much damage is not done. So as a society, it's always best we have all three shades of opinion. In fact, this is what the political cycle also occurs. Okay, so for 10 years we will have a political party which is left leaning, another 10 years right leaning, once again left leaning party will come. In between, sometimes centrist parties also will come to power. So when there is cycle of political parties with different thinking, the society managed to progress slow and steadily without getting damaged. Okay, are you able to understand this? Okay, so you find in Western countries also, we will find left leaning presidents, then right leaning presidents, or left leaning prime ministers and right leaning prime ministers alternatively coming. Okay, so that balance is made in the society. Okay, it is an automatic process. Okay, and it is good when the society is having right, left, and centrist in equal proportion. Okay, in equal proportion for a better stability and progress of the country. That's it. Okay, fine. Now, why I have to talk about these things is, Indira Gandhi faced right wing extremism, left wing extremism, like that. Now, remember, in a society, right wing and left wing is not a problem, but extremism is a problem. Okay, extremism. What do you mean by extremism? It usually comes in the newspaper. When you try to achieve your idea, whether you are right wing, left wing, or center, when you are trying to achieve your idea through unconstitutional and violence methods, then it is called as extremism. Extremism is when you use unconstitutional methods and violence. Unconstitutional methods and violent methods is called as extremism. Okay. So right wing extremism, no? We have right wing political party, BJP is a right wing political party, and we have RSS, it's a right wing cultural organization. Okay. Now, as long as they are taking part in election, they are talking to people through propaganda and speeches, they are trying to convince people to be right wing. That is not at all wrong. It is politics. Okay, it is politics. Trying to spread their idea to others. Not a problem. What is problem? We find some of the right wing elements, they involve in mob lynching. Okay, if somebody is suspected to eat meat, they are going and hitting them. Okay, instead of complaining to the police, when there is nothing to complain to the police, but still they take law into their hands. Okay, and we find moral policing. Okay, especially in Karnataka and all, if two couple are walking in the street, they will go and catch that couple and they'll say that you have to tie Rakhi to the other person. Okay, during Raksha Bandhan, or sometimes they will give the thali, the Mangal Sutra. Okay, and they will ask the boy to tie the Mangal Sutra knot to the girl on the road itself. These things are called as moral policing. This is right wing extremism, going unconstitutional methods, violent methods to spread your ideas. Okay, so that is what we call it as extremist. Now, left wing extremism, we have left wing party. Left wing is not a problem. Left wing party, communist parties are left wing. Okay, and we have Students Federation of India, Democratic Youth Federation of India. They are all, once again, organizations, left wing organizations. Okay, they do not use violence, they use constitutional methods. They take part in the election. Now, when there is a problem with Naxals. Naxals have a left wing ideology with extremism. They use weapons to spread their ideology. They want to overthrow the state. They want to involve in revolution. Okay, so Naxalism is unacceptable. It is left wing extremism. Okay, are you able to understand? So people being right wing, left wing is not a problem. Okay, centrist not a problem, but when they are extremists, that is the problem. Extremists is those people who go beyond. Okay, go beyond the constitutionally available methods. They use violence in order to spread their message. Okay, so now Indira Gandhi faced these three. And what is regionalism? Placing your state interest over the national interest. The third one, regionalism, is placing your state interest versus the national interest. Okay, so for example, there is some issue which is very core to state of Tamil Nadu, and central government is bringing another scheme. Okay, if you are opposing the central government, that is not at all an issue. In politics, okay, opposing court judgment, opposing government's decision is not at all wrong. But for one thing, if you're saying that I'll go and form a separate state, okay, sometimes, we have one politician in Tamil Nadu, every time he says we want separate Tamil Nadu. Okay, and he says that Tamil people are a distinct entity. Okay, distinct ethnic group. All other people are migrants to the state. Okay, such kind of thinking is called as, regionalism. Now, regional extremism is also there. Sometimes you form a militant group. For example, Punjab, Khalistan movement. Okay, they place Punjab interest over the national interest. Now, conflict between the regional interest and the national interest is not a problem, but they formed a military association in order to fight freedom for Punjab. That is regional extremism. Now, Indira Gandhi faced all these problems, starting from her career, It is at her, when she took charge, right-wing extremism started to come, left-wing extremism also started to come. Okay, and also regionalism came into existence. So she wanted to counter all three. Okay, so to counter right-wing extremism, she introduced the word secularism. To counter left-wing extremism, she introduced the word socialism. Okay, so to communal elements, right-wing extremist elements, they are saying that, see, it's wrong to be communal. You have to respect all the religions equally. Okay, don't involve in any trouble. Likewise, left-wing extremism, they're telling that you want to establish socialist system. India itself is a socialist country. Why you want to involve in violence? Please renounce violence. And India, is a country of integrity. I'll explain to you what is integrity later. Right now, you just put integrity was introduced in order to counter the regional tendencies. So India is country of unity and integrity. So don't ask for regionalism. Don't ask for separate country. Okay. So she wanted to address three primary issues. That is why she brought an amendment and added these words. Okay. Now I think you will be aware why secularism is added to Indian preamble. Okay. And once again, people filed a case in the court of law whether adding secularism is correct. The court declared yes, adding secularism is correct because Article 25 to 30 talks about secular nature of Indian state. And what type of secularism? Positive secularism. We will allow and facilitate the practice of religion. It's not Western secularism. Okay. Mains examination. Okay. How they have asked questions. Okay. First is relevance. Of secularism. Relevance of secularism. Relevance of secularism in the current times. Discuss the relevance of secularism in the current times. Next question. What way Indian secularism is different from Western secularism? What way Indian secularism is different from Western secularism? Okay. What way Indian secularism is different? Last year, what was the question? This was 2018 question. Okay, they asked difference between Western and Indian secularism. 2019 mains examination. What was the question they asked? Okay, they asked this question. What can France learn from Indian secularism? What can France learn from Indian secularism? Any doubts? Yes. Yes, Jyoti. Pujita first. Pujita. What is your doubt?
Sir, am I audible?
Yes.
I don't have any doubt. I raised hand so that you'll answer the question.
Which question you want to answer?
Any of the given questions?
Okay, just try the first question. Meanwhile, wait, no, others people will see what direct questions they have. Then I'll come to you, Pujita. Okay.
Thank you.
It's fine. டக்கு enable பண்ணி விடுங்க 960.
Sir, am I audible, sir?
Yes.
Sir, Western secularism, in that question, sir, France was, sir, in the third question, what can France learn from Indian secularism, right, sir?
Yeah, that was the question.
Okay, sir. Can we answer with the points related to the equality, liberty, and fraternity counter and in points regarding Indian secularism? Can we order?
So, I'll give the answer myself. Okay, if you want to add points, no, you can
Oh,
discuss with me after 1 o'clock. Okay, that's
okay,
fine.
sir. Thank you.
I'll give the crux of the answer. Next.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you. Shivpriya, yes.
Good morning, sir. Sir, I have a doubt. Why left wing is called left wing and right wing is called right wing, sir?
See, there is historical reasons. Okay, usually in tradition, okay, those who are majority sits in the right side, opposition will sit in the left. Okay, like if you see Lok Sabha speaker is there, right side you will find the prime minister and BJP members, Congress and other opposition members in the left side. So it's a tradition from UK. Okay, so predominantly the society will be conservatives. They want to protect the culture, so they'll be right. Okay, and left people are called as, they are left from the mainstream. Okay, the right people, because most of people think that this is the good way, correct way, so they are called as right. And in sides also, right and left. And there is a protocol. If you see, when important leaders are standing on the right, you will be finding that the next important or the higher position person will be standing. So that is the reason. The right and left, they are called.
Okay, sir. And one more doubt, sir. Sir,
French Revolution
maybe
is
in history we.
French Revolution is the core actually. French Revolution, right side those who support the government, left side who oppose the government. Okay, so that is why in this right and left. Yes, sure, Priya.
Okay.
Yes.
One more doubt, sir. In history, we taught, we learned about the revivalist, reformist, and Western thought, sir. So that is nothing but this one, sir. Means right wing is identical to revivalism.
Very good, very good. You are perfectly connecting things. Okay, revivalists are generally belonging to conservatives or right wing. Okay, whereas reformist will be centrist. Okay, leftist, in Indian thing, they were almost centrist only. Okay, we did not have extreme left wing in India. Okay, meaning completely talking for revolution, overthrow of the state. Okay, so Indian communists were engaging with the moderates. Okay, so reformists can be called as centrists.
Okay, sir.
Good,
Thank you,
very
sir.
good.
Thank you so much.
Very good. Yeah, very good.
Thank
Made a very good connection. Yes, next. 152.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Supriyo here, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, I have a question. Yes.
Your number 152 has been recorded in my mind, Supriyo. Okay, continue.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Yeah, sir. Sir, in the left wing column, you have written a revolution kind of thing. Means, and communism, we know that revolution means they want to change the society by ushering in revolution, right, sir?
Revolution. Evolution, they will become centrist.
Yeah. So, sir, I want to know, sir, means then what's the difference between this right wing extremism and then left wing? Because they also a kind of revolution only, right, sir? The left wing extremism people, they are means also resorting to revolution to change the order.
Yeah, but revolution through constitutional means. For example, you take Communist Party of India, they also believe in revolution, but they want to contest an election. Okay, then they want to take up the revolution. Okay, by using the law, normal way. Whereas left-wing extremism,
unconstitutional I got it.
Violence methods, that's all.
Okay, sir.
Since you are from West Bengal, your question is relevant. You must be left-wing, I think.
No, no, not like this, sir.
Okay.
Not like that.
Good.
Anyway.
Okay, next. Giridhar, yes.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Sir, my question is regarding the creation of states.
Okay, we'll be discussing union and its territory. In that topic, we'll be doing, and post-independence consolidation. That class.
Yes, sir. My just doubt on that is, why were states were created on the basis of language, sir? If India is a secular
Wait for the class.
nation.
We will be discussing. I'll discuss that. In another chapter, I'll discuss that. Okay. Please hold on. Please
Okay,
wait
sir.
until. Yes, next. 615.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Sir, I just have a small doubt. Are the Naxalites part of Communist Party of India?
No. They have their own party called as Communist Party, Maoist, and they're not part of Communist Party, CPI and CPM. That is different. Okay, the
Okay,
Communist
sir.
Parties
Okay,
in
sir.
Kerala
Thank
and
you.
West Bengal is different. Naxals are different. That is why I
Okay, sir.
distinguish
Thank you,
between. That is why I distinguish between left wing and left wing extremism. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Next. Priyanka.
Good morning, sir. Sir, I have a doubt on yesterday's class, sir. Shall I ask now, sir?
After 1 o'clock.
Okay, sir.
I'll wait after
Thanks.
1 o'clock. As I said, I'm
Okay, sir.
those were alive last 2 days. I was still 2 o'clock here. 1 hour I was here, so I'll be there and answer those questions. Yes.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Next. Done. Na? Yes. Who's that? Shantanu.
Yes, sir. Sir, good morning, sir.
Good morning. Good morning.
Sir, my doubt was, is right wing is a term specifically for, or we can, I can state it otherwise. We can also call AIMIM as the right wing party.
Yeah. All India Muslim OIC's party, you are saying, right?
Yes, sir. OS is right. Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's a right wing. Right wing party.
Oh, okay, sir. Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Okay. So now, relevance of secularism in the present time. Okay. See, everybody reads well in UPSC. There are 50,000 candidates every year who write UPSC, who are equally prepared. But in the final result, we have only 1,000 people. What is the difference between that 1,000 people and remaining 49? The remaining 49 know about things, but they do not know how to put things in the paper. Okay, or what is the appropriate way of answering. And in the very beginning of your preparation, I want to correct your attitude towards this examination, mindset towards this examination to become a topper. That is why I have to elaborate. Once again, with your permission, okay, I'm, because one person has complained in mail that, I'm too much dealing with mains examination. Okay, so I must tell you the reason, right? Okay, so that is why. With your consent, I would like to discuss that question, secularism question. Secularism. Can I go ahead? Yes. I'm getting, consent from you. With that consent, I'm going ahead. Yeah. So secularism, whether it is relevant in the current times. Can any one of you click on the hand raise button and give your opinion? So I can correct your opinion. Whether you are correct or not, I will say. In the recent times, many things are happening. Okay, based on that. Yes. Pavitran. Yes, Pavitran.
Hello, Ji.
Yes, Pavitran. Go ahead with the answer.
Yes, I think secularism is still relevant in current times.
Very good. But
one of the reason could be the Prime Minister's involvement in the Ram Janmabhoomi Puja.
Should not write that point.
Some people are questioning.
You should not write the point. Sitting Prime Minister, you should not be critical of the sitting Prime Minister. Okay. Better to avoid, unless directly asked, better to avoid. See, whenever you have a blaming or telling that somebody is wrong, instead of telling one person's name or one political office name, blame it collectively. Tell that in the recent times, there are a lot of mob lynching. In recent times, there is hate between two communities. In the recent times, we find a lot of
intolerance is
taking place. Okay. So when we answer like this, we are safe. The evaluator will not reduce marks. He will not get irritated. Otherwise, there is a chance that he may penalize just because he likes the Prime Minister. possibility is there. Okay, good. So that is the main thing. That is what I wanted to tell all, communicate with you all. Okay, whenever you blame somebody, when you accuse somebody, don't accuse in person or a particular office or a sitting person. Okay, try to do it in general manner. Okay, in fact, telling that, for example, conservatives, when I was talking about conservatives, okay, I was not talking about the present issues and all. Okay, I was talking about sati, child marriage, which was a century before. Okay, so telling that something is bad in the society, present system, without touching it, unless asked for directly, if you are referring that and you are answering, nobody will be hurt. Okay, otherwise it will be difficult. Yes. Thank you, Pavitran. Thank you. For now, at the second part of the question, why do you say secularism is relevant? Agreed. You have told me there is some reason instances where people are criticizing that India is not secular. The context also you have told. You have taken a stand also. You would have defined secularism also, not a problem. Now tell me why you are saying it is secular. You have taken a stand. I appreciate that stand. But what are the points you will give to substantiate that stand?
Though there are certain criticism that secularism is being targeted these days, if we look at the recent judgments of the courts and certain actions by the government, there are support to the minority communities as well.
Very good. What are the support?
One of the thing which I can cite here is the recent support of the women in Sabrimala case that I can quote, right? Because women are also considered as.
Once again, unless asked for directly Sabrimala, don't refer. What else can be referred? Let me consolidate for you, but your thinking is good. Your analytical thinking is good, and I appreciate for that. Some small fine tuning and all. I'll consolidate your answer. As he said, even though there is some criticism, some recent events that has happened in India, which appears to be unsecular, Indian Constitution itself gives constitutional safeguard for minorities. Indian Constitution gives religious freedom. We have various laws, okay, created in India, which is actually allowing the religions to be practiced, facilitated. Okay, and then some schemes of the government, like whatever I told, the Muslims and Hajj pilgrimage, taking care of temples. The Sikhs are allowed to wear turban in military and police. Okay, so those things you can be mentioning. Okay, and then you can say that slow constitutional reform is being taken place under various religion like Hindus and Muslims. And if you feel that there is no points, you have to mention Sabrimala, mention triple talaq also.
Okay.
That is the neutral way. That's a handling. Okay. If you mention Sabrimala and leave the other thing, it may backfire. Okay. So either you should not touch the sensitive, but if you touch sensitive, ensure that you are touching all the sensitive matters in all the religion. Okay. Just like Indian secularism. Give equal opportunity for all religions. Give equal examples from all the religions. Then you will appear to be secular in your paper. Got it, Pavitran?
Yes.
Yeah. So this is an important lesson that you have to learn, that while putting in papers, examples, you must be cautious. And you may think, sir, whatever is hot topic in the newspaper, that only is coming as examples to us. Yes, initially it will be like that. But when you do the answer writing practice regularly, you can inculcate that, okay, of giving an example without hurting anybody's sentiment. Okay, that will come to you. Toppers are doing that. That is why they are able to get maximum marks. Okay, fine. So next, and the crux for Western secularism, Indian secularism, main difference is Indian secularism is positive, whereas their secularism is negative. The first difference. Western and Indian secularism. So these points you don't find in the book, okay, whatever book it may be. Okay, Western and Indian. First is Western secularism negative, Indian secularism is positive. Okay, there is action of state. In Western secularism, no safeguard, okay, for minorities. In India, there is constitutional and legal safeguards. Article 25 to 30 you can quote. Then third, okay, Western secularism, you cannot practice religion publicly. In case of India, okay, no practicing religion publicly. In case of India, you can practice religion publicly. So in case of France, this is why they asked France matter, okay. In case of France, what happens is you cannot wear the headscarf. Muslims cannot wear headscarf, okay. So they said, you cannot display your religious symbol in the public place. But in case of India, it's not like that, okay. So some of the religious practices is allowed in the army itself, okay. India is positively secular. And that question was especially asked, with respect to Rafale. Okay, when our defense minister went to France in order to buy Rafale, they did some puja. Okay, Hindu rituals was done. So there was widespread criticism, okay, in the media telling that it is and there is a counter argument that, why can't puja be done? Only Congress and other people are criticizing. You must remember, start 1950 to now, okay, it is a regular practice. Starting from 1950 to now, it is a regular practice to have some or the other religious ritual. Of course, they could have done, they would have called all the priests and did the practice. But unfortunately, for want of practical and other things, they were not able to do it. Okay, but however, remember, when Indian state is dealing with religion, it will deal equally with all religion. But in case of other countries, they completely separate religion. So what happens? Indirectly, subconsciously, they will protect their own religion. For example, you take France and all, indirectly, the actions of the government will be promoting Christianity. If you take USA calls itself as a secular country. But when the US president is taking an oath, just before the oath taking ceremony, there will be a small prayer ceremony, which will be, initiated by a pastor, chief pastor of the Christian religion there. Okay, and the president takes oath on the Bible. Okay, and the American currency, there is a word, okay, in God we trust. Okay, so whenever there is no positive secularism, negative secularism as practiced in the Western countries, there is a tendency to support the majority religion and undermine the minority religion. But in case of India, okay, there is a equal chance of survival for both minority religion as well as the majority religion. Okay, any doubts in this? Democracy. Let's enter into democracy. Yes, Revati.
Sir, good morning.
Good morning.
Hello, sir.
Morning.
Sir, what about certain tribes, sir, in Nagaland and all, certain tribes, they are demanding for a separate country. No, separate, country.
State, various demands are there.
Yes, sir. So it's not a communalism because they are not demanding on the basis of a religion. Is it regionalism?
In India, we name it insurgency. So that is why I told you, communalism, the meaning differs country to country. In India, communalism is religious communalism. Okay, when tribes are fighting for freedom, separatism, it is called as insurgency. We do not call it as communalism in Indian context. Got it?
Okay, sir. So yes, sir. So in Jammu Kashmir also some group of people, they are demanding for a separate country. So it will also be a insurgency.
That is separatism. That is why they say Jammu and Kashmir separatist, Northeast insurgency. Okay. So separatism, communalism. They are called as communalists because they ask for a separate country based on religion. But tribes are not asking in the base of religion, they are asking based on their ethnicity. So we are differentiating
Yes,
it
sir,
as
yes.
insurgency. There are some states, interestingly, some countries in which even ethnic-based conflicts are called as communalism. So don't confuse with that. Okay, don't worry about the meaning of the word communalism outside India. Within India, communalism means regional communalism only. Okay.
Okay, sir. Sir, another doubt, sir. Or, sir, after the class, is it?
Yeah, if it is relevant to secularism, fine. If other things, you can ask later. You ask the
Sir,
question,
it's
I'll
like.
decide. You ask the question, I'll decide whether it is to be explained in class or separate.
Okay. So when I read NCRT books, sir, in seventh or eighth, I don't remember. I just noticed that the government institutions, even schools, also should not promote any religious festivals like that one.
That will be like a
Once
question
we
you would have
noticed,
asked like a
sir.
question. We will discuss this in Article 29 and 30. Okay. Article
Okay.
30 talks about, Article 28 talks about whether there should be religious instruction worship in schools and colleges. Okay. In that,
No,
I will
sir,
give
I
you
just. Yes, sir. I got a doubt when Prime Minister yesterday he did Bhumi Puja because he's a part of a government and he's going there and he's participating in it. So will it be like he's promoting the religion? It's a
that's
part
why
of a
all.
government.
Yeah, your question is Prime Minister attending the Bhumi Puja, whether it is secular or not. That's why I told you.
Yes.
I would tell that it is unsecular. It should not be not written in the mains examination. Okay, unless directly asked. They won't ask such questions. Don't worry. But since you question, it's unsecular because while he is concentrating more on construction of Ram Mandir, what about the construction of Masjid, which is also a court order? Okay, now when you facilitate religion, the Prime Minister can facilitate all religions. Okay, even the 1952, if I am correct, Somnath's temple is already, was destructed by the Muslims, has been reconstructed, and the government dignitaries attended to that function. So it is not the first time, but the point is, whenever you are facilitating the religion, you have to facilitate all religions in the same way. So now the present Prime Minister, if in the near future, if he is also taking steps for the construction of masjid or facilitates, he calls the leaders and facilitates the construction of masjid as pronounced by the court of law, then yesterday's act will be the August 5th act will be concentrated. Then we will call his done secular thing. Okay, equal respect to all religion, not that separation of religion. Equal respect to all religion.
Okay, sir. Okay. Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Revati, I have a question to you.
Yes, sir.
Give the very popular definition of democracy. Very popular, Abraham Lincoln's.
For the people.
Very good. By the people.
By the people.
Of the people and.
Of the people.
Thank you. By of people. Okay, so it's a very easy definition given by the
Abraham Lincoln.
Yeah, American President Abraham Lincoln. Now, by the people means the government will be elected by the people. Of the people means the government will be comprised of people. The Prime Minister, ministers, IAS, IPS officers and all, no? They come from common people. There is no separate aristocracy or separate privileged group. They all come from common people. Okay, earlier and all, in Western countries, there will be privileged class, noble class. From that only kings will come. In India, Kshatriya community, if you have to be a prime minister or other things, you should be from Kshatriya community. Okay, like that, there was a group. But democracy, okay, the government will be comprised of people. And this also means another important thing, okay, of the people. Controlled by the people. Okay, democracy of the people means democracy, control of the people. Which means not just the government is elected by the people and they form the government, The government should be continuously controlled by the people. Okay, so how people are controlling the legislature, sorry, the government? By parliament. We select our MPs, MPs in turn ask questions to the government, so government is controlled. Okay, so of the people means for the people means for the welfare. Okay, for the welfare of the people. And nowadays they have changed the meaning of this democracy by, of, and for the people. Okay, is there somebody? By the people, now they have changed the meaning to BUY, by the people. Okay, so during elections they give money and take vote from the people. Okay, so they have changed the meaning to by the people, of the people, for of the people. Okay, the decisions are made not with the people, of the people. Okay, during election time, okay, especially for the rural background or the informal sector, okay, government gives half to the people. Okay, so first is money, then they are giving liquor. That also is a big problem currently. Okay, then for the people, now democracy is for the sons and daughters of politicians, not for the people. Okay, so their concern, their future is being kept in mind. Okay, in order to protect people. Sorry, in order to, sorry, they have keeping the interest of their own family rather than the common people. So the concept of democracy is diluted, but this is an ideal, okay, definition of democracy where government should be by the people, of the people, and for the people. Done. Now this is a layman understanding. For a normal citizen, this definition is fine. But when you are entering into civil services, you are going to implement democracy. You have to behave democratically. Okay, you have to uphold the principle of democracy. For that, you must need a deeper meaning. Okay, far in-depth meaning. Okay, so what is that meaning? First, let me give you a scenario. Supposing three of you are going to a movie, friends. Okay, you're going to a movie. Okay, and when you enter inside the movie hall, you find that the movie has already started, but you are hungry. Okay, so you guys are hungry. So what you're planning is, okay, let us buy some snacks. So what you're doing is you are sending one person outside to buy snacks. It always happens in our groups, right? So what happens is whenever there is some work to do, we will assign the work to one person. Okay, usually that person will do. So now what happens is this person comes outside, buys snacks, goes inside the movie hall, and all of them are eating the snacks. Their appetite is satisfied. Okay, their hunger is satisfied. They are happy. But I would call this as an undemocratic situation. It's undemocratic situation. Why? Because all of them are going to see the movie, enjoy the movie, and when all of them are hungry, all of them should be satisfied. But here what happens, because of the need of the other two, one person is made to take the burden. He has to go out and buy the snacks. Meanwhile, he has missed that portion of the film. Okay, so it is undemocratic. One person is not getting what he has to get. So what we can, how we can, or what would be the democratic situation? The three people should have waited for the break, and in that break they have to go and buy the snacks together and satisfy their appetite. But all three going and buying may not be economical and disturbing also. Okay, so any one can take the responsibility of buying, but they should take turns when there is some other work is coming on. Okay, in the other class, the student said that, sir, if one person is going and buying, let him not pay the money, the other two should bear the cost. Okay, some arrangement that each one is taking responsibility, each one is getting the benefit. Okay, so democracy is that situation. Okay, democracy is that situation when all are getting the benefit. Okay, now take note. Okay, democracy, or write the subtopic democracy and then start taking the note. The benefits, responsibilities and burden. The benefits, responsibility and burdens that is generated due to formation of a group, due to formation of a group. The benefits, responsibilities and burdens that is generated due to the formation of a group shall be shared by every individual in the group, shall be shared by every individual in the group, shall be shared by every individual in the group. So we have, okay, done, no? So that is the definition. Can anybody click on the hand raise button and read out the definition for me? Yes, Jyoti.
The benefits, responsibility and burden that is generated due to formation of a group shall be shared by every individual in the group.
Very good, very good. And we have three dimensions of democracy. Okay, democracy is not only political democracy, it is political, economical, social. Three dimensions of democracy. Okay, three spheres of democracy. Political democracy, second is economic democracy, third is social democracy. Okay. So how to understand the meaning? Just now we saw democracy is in that sphere, whenever a group is formed, benefit should be reaching everyone. See, sometimes people say home must be democratized. When they say that home, family should be democratized, what is the meaning? In family, everybody should share the burden, everybody should get the benefit. If supposing the housewife or the women, okay, she takes all the burden of household chores as well as child rearing, no participation from the husband, okay, then it is called as undemocratic. Democratization would be like the responsibility should be shared by both men and women, and even children has to be involved in that responsibility. And benefits also, okay, supposing there is a house, okay, where the husband goes out, earns a lot of money and it is lavishly spent by the entire family, and this person does not get any benefit at all, okay. So whenever a function is comes, no, the women takes all the jewelry, sari and everything, and the child takes all the toys and other things, but this person doesn't even buy a shirt, okay, or what is required for him. Then what happens? Okay, one person is taking the burden but he is not getting the benefit. It is undemocratic. So democracy would, whenever you are in a group, whether it is family, whether it is a religion, whether it is friendship group, wherever you go, democracy means benefits and burdens should shared be equally in the group. All should share it in an equal manner. Okay. Now political democracy, you know what is polity? Polity is public decision making process in order to resolve the conflict. Okay, to resolve conflict we are having polity. And democracy is sharing the benefits and burdens. Now the question is, when you come together as one political group, one country, what are the benefits and burdens that is generated, or what are the benefits and responsibilities that should be shared equally? I'll repeat the question. Listen carefully. When you come as one political group, as a country, there will be some benefits generated, some responsibilities has to be taken, some burdens has to be taken, and that should be shared equally. So first we have to identify in political group, when you come as one country to take decision, what are the responsibilities, what are the benefits? First, what is the responsibility? Anybody? Jyoti, yes, Jyoti.
Sir, in like political democracy, they have to right to vote, sir. Because they have to elect the government. For that one, they need right to vote.
Then, okay, right to vote.
So for right to vote, like again, for the welfare of the people, they have to demand the government providing equal opportunities.
Yes, your answer is partially correct. They have to right to vote. But what is democracy? Right to vote should not be given for small section of the society. It should be open for all. Then only you can call it as a
Universal
democracy.
franchise.
Very good. Exact
Universal
word is universal adult franchise. In politics, one of the responsibility in polity, one of the responsibility of all the people is vote. And that voting right is not only allocated for a section of the society, it is for all. So universal adult means all the adults will be having the right to vote. So that is what political democracy is. Now, is it the only responsibility? Citizens, should they only vote?
Employment opportunity also they want. So.
That is next, economic democracy. Now, you have to govern the country, right? That is also a responsibility. If this country has to be ruled, we need prime minister, politicians, MPs, we need MLAs, we need police, we need IAS, IPS, we need. Okay, so the other responsibility in politics is that, okay, taking up to the rule of the country or governance of the country, or standing in the election and becoming an MP, MLA, or writing civil service examination and becoming an IAS, IPS, etc. Okay, so you are taking responsibility. In polity, when somebody wants to come to power, they want to take the responsibility. Okay, responsibility. So what is political democracy? The right to stand in election, it should be open for all. Okay, if you are saying that in a democracy, that this people only should become the government, then it is not democracy. When you allow all of them to take part, then it is called as a political democracy. Then IAS examination, IPS examination, all of them should write. If you say that people from one particular city alone should be writing, or those who studied in the national institutes only should be writing this examination, it will not be agreed, right? It is not appropriate. So political democracy also means giving all of them to take responsibility to govern the country. And what is the benefit out of a political democracy? When you are part of the political democracy or a political institution, decisions made is the final product. In polity, in political sphere, when you come as one country to live, the benefits is the law that is made, decision that is made. Now democracy is this law that is made should be beneficial to all. The democracy is not only responsibility should be shared by all, benefit also shared by all. The benefit of politics is decisions that is made. So decisions made should be benefit for all. So supposing we have a government that takes decisions only for the benefit of majority, and it does not take any responsibility or any care for the minority, can we call it as a democratic government? Anybody?
It can't.
It can't, because the government is not working for the benefit of all. Supposing there is a government which appeases the minority but does not take care into the needs of majority, that government is also undemocratic, because it is not taking decisions for the benefit of all. Supposing there is a government which is taking care of the rich at the cost of poor, it is undemocratic. At the same time, the government which does welfare for the poor, does not facilitate business, does not protect the interests of the rich, that is also undemocratic. So a democratic country should take decision which is beneficial for all sections of the society. Okay, so are you able to understand this? Any doubts? Yes, Shruti.
At one point, political democracy responsibilities are fundamental duties and benefits are the fundamental rights that we enjoy. Is it correct?
You are partially correct. Yes, in a political democracy, fundamental duties has to be performed. Okay, that is one of the responsibility. That is a burden that a citizen has. Okay, that is one thing. But when it becomes democracy, duty has to be performed by all. If the government expects, okay, poor people, you should only follow the rules. Rich people, no rules. Poor people, you should only pay back the loan that has been brought from the bank. Rich people, you can go and settle in some other country. It is not political democracy. Got it? Fundamental duties can be said part of the political democracy when it is demanded from all the citizens. Got it, Shruti? Okay, maybe later after 1 o'clock. Vimal, yes.
So my doubt is regarding that whether democracy upholds that majoritarianism, sir.
It has a tendency. It is the democracy, no? There is a tendency to uphold the majoritarianism because practically, there will be multiple demands from the people. So you have to settle for one decision. So the easiest way of settling the decision is majority support. And also electoral politics, no? Democracy, when elections are take place, based on majority. Okay, so what happens is usually democracy tends to be majoritarian rule. Tends. I'm using the word tends. There is a chance may turn. But that is why I'm explaining this deep for all of you. If normally you look, the normal citizens will think democracy is majoritarianism. If majority says okay, then that should be decided in the country. That is democracy. That is not the real meaning of democracy. As I told you, the responsibilities and benefits should be shared by all, not only by the majority but also minority. Okay, so then what would be the correct way of putting the meaning of democracy? Very simple. The democracy, okay, works by majoritarian decision, but before arriving that decision, the minority's interests also should be considered. I'll repeat. In case of democracy, the decisions are made by majoritarian principle, but however, before arriving at that decision, minority's view should be considered. When I say majority minority here, in terms of all things, whether it is religious majority or political majority, economic majority, okay, so whoever is powerful. So not only the powerful will be heard, even the powerless will be heard. That is democracy. So supposing a decision is made, nowadays we find that government is only consulting with corporates, not with common people. We will say it is undemocratic because you are hearing only the powerful view, not the views of the powerless people. Are you able to understand, women?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Good. So democracy is it works through the principle of majority decision, but however, before that decision, minority views also should be considered. Okay. Now, what is social democracy? When you come as a society, okay, there will be some benefits that will be shared. Okay, and that should be shared by all when you come as a society. When we become part of the society, the benefit that we get because we are part of the society is the respect. Very important. Supposing in your friendship group you are not respected, you will go out of the group. So the basic minimum benefit that you require is equal respect from your friendship. Same in your family. As long as you are respected, you will be there. If you feel that you are not respected, you will go out of the family. Okay, so equal respect to all. So when you are part of the society, all groups, okay, irrespective of their religion, irrespective of caste, irrespective of the political thinking they have, all of them should be equally respected. So what would be social democracy? Social democracy is equal respect to all, and the supplement statement is absence of discrimination. So social democracy is, note it down, equal respect to all and absence of discrimination. Okay, equal respect to all and absence of discrimination. So if a particular caste is said as lower caste, or some caste is subjected to untouchability, there is no social democracy. So when you say social democracy, you have to respect all the castes equally. There is no discrimination or there is no exclusion of a caste. Okay, telling that this particular caste is lower caste, don't talk with them, don't have a social relationship with them. Like between religions, if you are showing hatred between the other caste, then also social democracy is not there. Okay, social democracy is there where there is equality between religions, caste, creed, race, etc. In case of USA, recently George Floyd was killed by a policeman, white policeman, and then there was a protest against racism. So that incident of murder of George Floyd can be explained where social democracy is not there. When whites and blacks are equally treated, then we can call that as social democracy. In case of India, as I told already, untouchability should be abolished for social democracy. Okay. Next concept, economic democracy. What do we understand by economic democracy? Economic democracy, once again, when you come into an economic unit, okay, there will be some benefit and responsibility that will be generated. Okay, when you come into an economy, some benefit will be generated and some responsibility also should be taken. And that benefit and responsibility should be shared by all in an economic sphere. Now, to understand economic democracy, first we must know what is economy. Can anybody define economics? Please click on the hand raise button and answer me. Yes, Bimal.
So it is the allocation of resources without any problem.
Very good. For what purpose? Why should we allocate resource?
For the economic activities and.
What is that economic activity? What are the economic
production?
Very good, very good. Production, distribution, consumption. That's all. Now, you're right. Economy is the appropriate way of allocating the resources in scarce situation for ultimate purpose of production, distribution, and consumption. Simple. We need food to eat, clothes to wear, and other demands. Okay, so that is the basic requirement of human beings. To satisfy this, we have to produce and distribute. So production, distribution, and consumption is called as economy. Very good, Vimal. Thank you. Thank you. Now, Vimal, yes. Which is the responsibility in these three activities, economic activities of production, distribution, and consumption? Okay. Which one is the responsibility? Which one is a burden? Don't tell me consuming is burden. Consume is the happiest thing that we do. Okay.
The distribution is the most problematic area, sir. Both production and distribution comes, sir, but comparatively, I think distribution.
Your point of view. Okay. So let me put it this way. Okay. Production and distributions are the responsibilities in an economy. Somebody has to take the responsibility of producing, and somebody has to take the responsibility of distributing. Then only everybody's needs can be satisfied, right? So the responsibility part in the economic activity is production as well as distribution. Agreed? Agreed, Vimal?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So now what is economic democracy? Production and distribution opportunities should be given to all. That's all. Now if government says production and distribution should be done by only this group of people, then it is undemocratic. If government says, okay, you person, this businessman, you come here, I will allocate resources to you, you produce, then that is undemocratic. If government goes for a this one distribution, okay, of resources, it calls for a bid, okay, asking all eligible people come and bid or come and quote your total amount that you can pay. What is the price you are ready to bear? Okay, like that if you are doing. Then the best person is given the resources, then it is democratic because you have given all of them equal opportunity to take the responsibility of production. Okay. Distribution, if suppose the government gives a restriction telling that only big companies shall involve in distribution, or this caste groups, this religious groups only should be involved in distribution, like that government is giving a restriction. Can we agree? Okay.
No, sir.
No, that is undemocratic, right? So the responsibility to produce and distribute should be shared by all. Then only it is economic democracy. Okay, Vimal. Now one more question, Vimal. In producing, distributing, and consuming, what is the benefit? In these three economic
Then we have to enjoy, sir.
Sorry?
Consume.
Consuming, yes.
And then we have. So it's the benefit.
Profits you can okay, profits we can talk about, good, but consumption is the beneficial part in economy, okay, in simpler terms, okay. So satisfaction of needs, okay, is the basic idea about economy. So in economic democracy, whenever economic activity is done, the benefit should be shared by all. So all the needs should be satisfied, whether there is buyer, seller, okay, whether the middleman, farmer, whether those are in primary sector, secondary, tertiary sector, all of them should be benefited. Okay, all of them should be benefited. So that is what economic democracy is. Got it? Okay, I'll give you this situation, Vimal. Try. You are going to a shop and you buy a product. Any product you are buying. What is economic democracy for you? What is economic democracy for the shopkeeper?
Sir, I can choose the good that I need for my use to satisfy my needs. It is my benefit. But on the other hand, the shopkeeper gets a small profit, and with that profit, he can do what he needs. So it's the profit is his
Very good.
Goal.
For the shopkeeper, profit is the economic democracy. But in case of the consumer, okay, worth of the product. You are choosing the product, that is first you must have the choice of product, okay. So now sometimes you go and this if you want to buy a cool drink, okay, you would find that in shops generally if Pepsi products are there, Coca-Cola products will not be there. If Coca-Cola products is there, Pepsi products won't be there. It is undemocratic because you are not giving choice for the people. Okay, so straight away, by using infrastructure and money power, stopping people from making choices. Good. That is first point. Second, after buying the product should be unadulterated. If you are buying a product which is adulterated, it's not agreed. It's not acceptable, right?
Yes, sir.
When adulterated product is sold, economic democracy is not there. When a product is having the quality, then you can say that economic democracy is established. So economic democracy is in any economic situation, all the parties should get the benefit, all the parties should share the benefit, share the responsibility. Then we call it as economic democracy. In short, economic democracy, you can take note, is or can be established by equitable distribution of resources, prevention of concentration of wealth. Equitable distribution of resources and prevention of concentration of wealth. Equitable distribution of resources and prevention of concentration of wealth. Okay, now any one of you tell me the same thing, same definition or same words you have seen somewhere else and some other concept. What is that?
Socialism.
Very good. Socialism. Who was that? Women only. Socialism. Good. Socialism, which means socialism tries to achieve economic democracy. Socialism tries to achieve economic democracy. After writing the definition for economic democracy is equitable distribution of resources and prevention of concentration of wealth. And this is the same definition for socialism also, which means socialism tries to achieve economic democracy. That is why Chinese people will say, we are also democratic country because we are trying to achieve social democracy. Any doubts in this? Swati.
Good afternoon, sir.
Okay. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, Swati.
Can you once again tell about sir, can you once again tell about economic democracy, sir?
You want me to explain again economic democracy?
Yes, sir. Yes.
In economic sphere of production, distribution, and consumption, these three things, no? The choice or all the people should share the responsibility to produce, distribute, as well as all the people should consume. Okay. So in production and distribution, how can be production? In production, okay, how you can give opportunity to produce. If I want to produce, say, aluminium, let us assume, I'm ready. Satyapal Deepak wants to produce aluminium. Aluminium can be created from bauxite mineral. Now, how can I be given an equal opportunity? Economic democracy. Government should allocate the resource in an equitable manner, equitable distribution of resources. When government is distributing the resource accordingly, okay, I can also take the opportunity. If government is giving resources to one society, I cannot. But if it is coming for open bidding, I can take up the resources. So equitable distribution of resources will help me to have economic democracy. Now you may have this question, sir. Government is allocating mining areas for only corporates. Oil exploration they are giving only for corporate companies. Okay, why can't be given to all the people? Okay, this is a genuine question. But however, you must remember, okay, here we are using the word equal distribution. It's not equal distribution. If you are equally dividing the oil exploration to the entire people, say that each individual can go and extract oil, it won't be productive. So government has to give it only to the corporate. Corporate will create oil in a productive way, so people can get petroleum and diesel for a lesser price or an appropriate price. Okay, so in producing, economic democracy means giving equal opportunity for all to accede to the resources, have access to resources. So equal access to resources is a economic democracy. Prevention of concentration of wealth. When you prevent concentration of wealth, that is bad one. Okay, what happens is everybody will get benefit. So automatically there will be distribution of money. Money will not be concentrated in one hand, it will be distributed to all. So whatever wealth that is generated will be distributed to all, and everybody can buy things from the market and satisfy their needs. So economic democracy, consumption is also done because of prevention of concentration of wealth. So ultimately, production, distribution and consumption, it should be shared by all. How it can be done? Equitable access to resources or equitable distribution of resources and prevention of concentration of wealth. Got it, Swati?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. You're welcome. So we have done with the concept of democracy. Next, republic. The next concept is republic. As already I told you, republic means public. Before 1947, the head of the state was queen. Okay, monarchy was the head of the state. After 1947, we are independent. So in 1950, we are declaring republic to tell the world that no more the queen is head of the state. Very simple. Okay, the queen of England is not the head of the state for us. So in the head of the state will be based on non-hereditary basis. No hereditary basis for head of state. Head of state, hereditary means bloodline. If father is the king, next the son will become the king, and then the grandson will become the king. Okay. But in case of India, the president is a common man elected. So to declare to the world that the head of the state is a common man in India, we are using the word republic. The word republic also means, okay, the word republic in India also means that public office is open to all. Public office is open to all. Public office is open to all, which means IAS, IPS, clerical, SSC exam, your group 1, group 2, TNPSC, any examination, you take banking examination, it is open to all. It is not allocated to a particular section or no appointments made by the government directly. Everybody is eligible to become a part of the government. That is also the meaning of the word republic. Okay. Once again, Western concept. Okay. Republic means, okay, non-hereditary basis only. Some of the countries like France, Napoleon Bonaparte was there. He was a monarch, but still they called it republic because Napoleon Bonaparte was an ordinary man who became a king. So the head of the state, whether it is king or president or prime minister, will be based on non-hereditary basis. That is the republic. So that is the meaning. Okay. So now in mains examination, okay, what they may ask, okay, in case of democracy, the question will be, okay, this will be question on social and economic democracy, whether India is really socially and economically democratic country. Okay, they may ask this. And in case of republic, okay, you may ask, in the context of dynastic politics, can we call India as a republic? Note down, in the context of dynastic politics, can we call India as republic? We find everywhere the problem is dynastic politics. The father is the chief minister, the son will become the chief minister. And we know that the Congress is always known for dynastic politics, where sons and daughters of the existing politicians once again come up into the Congress. So ultimately, dynastic politics is a big trouble. Because of that, republicanism is questioned. Okay. So people are saying that in India, political class is always, this is west with the powerful families with money power and muscle power. Like that, they are mentioning. But however, we should take a stand that republic is still relevant. Yes, dynastic politics is there, but at the same time, we also find instances that many of the regional parties have come up. The first time political leaders have come up in India. It's not that completely, dynastic politics. There is an option for this also. But, we should agree, okay, that dynastic politics is creating some trouble. While agreeing, immediately we can come out with a solution also. We should be telling that in case of dynastic politics, it should be countered by intra-party democracy. That is democracy within the political party. Okay. In case of secularism question also, if they ask, is India really secular? First agree that there are some incidences happening, but however, still, India is largely secular. While India is largely secular, even this minor incidents should be addressed. For that, what should be happening? That measure has to be written. Okay, done. Any doubts in this? Any doubts? Okay, we'll. Yeah, Priyanka.
Sir, shall I ask the doubt of the before class, sir?
Okay. So we'll wind up the class now. Now I'll sit here to take the periphery questions. Okay, so previous day's question or other questions that you want to ask related to polity or preparation, that I'll sit here. We will discuss that. Yes, Priyanka. Pavitran first. Priyanka, I'll give you an opportunity. Wait. Pavitran.
Hello.
Yes.
My question is regarding the economic democracy. In that topic, you said that equal opportunity will be given to all to produce goods. That also comes under economic democracy.
Yeah, equal means equitable. You should understand that
equitable.
word.
Okay. Then, as we said, in socialism tries to achieve economic democracy. Does capitalism also tries to achieve economic democracy? Because other than state, everyone are given the opportunity to produce land.
We can say, okay, a regulated capitalism will work for a economic democracy, because pure capitalism, it is profit maximization. Pure capitalism works by profit maximization principle. Profit maximization means that is more beneficial for the capitalist than the laborers. Okay, so pure capitalism. A regulated capitalism will ensure that it is reaching all. Okay, so in that sense, we can say regulated capitalism will only achieve the economic democracy than the pure capitalism.
Pure capitalism or crony capitalism?
Even for pure capitalism.
Even for pure capitalism.
Capitalism has a tendency to maximize profit. The basic principle is nothing else, not humanitarian consideration or whether the laborers are getting the benefit. Okay, so their private motive is profit maximization. They give quality products to satisfy the customer. They want to increase the purchase from the customer, profit making. Okay, so that leads to labor problem. So regulated capitalism only will ensure economic democracy.
Okay. Another question. These questions give
for pure capitalism. For pure capitalism, you can use the word unregulated capitalism is also, or unfettered capitalism also. So unfettered capitalism will never create an economic democracy. Yes. What was your second question?
Oh. The second question is, the main question that you give, right? I am able to formulate the structure, but the content part is not coming. I know what should be written, but the points are not there to write it.
No, now you just concentrate with the structure, because now only we have started the preparation, no? So 1 or 2 points only will come. Okay. Keep writing the answer, keep reading the newspaper, automatically points will be generated. Then we will give opportunity when offline classes are there, paper correction and all will be done, answer writing practice. So write more answers and get it evaluated. Okay, so you will get multiple inputs. That is how we increase the points.
Okay, and one more thing, one last thing. previous class, before the previous class, you asked me to remind me to you ethics and moral. You asked me to remind me about that.
Yes, do it
Of course, I didn't get the
beginning
opportunity
class,
to do it.
through the chat box. Through the chat box, you do it in the thing. I will explain to you next class.
Okay, sure. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Yes, next one. Yes, Priyanka.
Good afternoon, sir.
Afternoon.
Sir, in the capitalism, whether the Nordic countries followed capitalism, sir, so only they were higher in the Human Development Index, that is from the first 10 places.
See, yeah, I agree that they follow capitalism, but their goals are socialistic. If you see their schemes and all, no, lot of socialistic welfare measures are there. They are able to be in the highest index because the resources are high, population is less. In India's case, it is the reverse. Population is higher, resources is less compared to the population. Okay, so since they have more resources, they are able to remain top in the HDI.
Okay, sir. Sir, in the economic democracy, every people are participating in the economic part in one or another way, no, sir. Then India will be India is an economic democracy, no, sir.
Yeah, they are participating. Now, in case government, takes a measure or society is involving in an act which stops people from involving in economic activity, then it is undemocracy. So, democracy is a continuous process. Continuously, you should be given opportunity. Suddenly, the government issues an order and says that spectrum will be allocated only for one section of the society. It is undemocratic, economically undemocratic nature. You go to market, try to buy mangoes. Okay. Now, what happens is if they are selling the mangoes which is naturally ripened, then it is economic democracy. That is usual process. Suddenly, one day, the vendor sells a mango which is artificially ripened with this calcium carbide. No, they put in. Then it is economically undemocratic. Okay, so we can keep calling a country economic democracy when continuously it ensures that all are receiving the benefits in an appropriate manner.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yes, Revati.
Sir, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Sir, the last question, sir, you gave, sir, in the context of dynastic politics, India is a republic. That question, sir. In order to substantiate the stand that the India is a republic, even though the dynastic politics is existing, you told a point. India means more than one politics. What was the point, sir?
Intra-party democracy must be established, which means within the political party, leaders has to be elected democratically instead of direct appointments. So the word is intra-party democracy.
Oh, okay, sir. So, can we tell one more thing, sir? Because even though means even though there is dynastic politics, people are electing them to the power. So can we tell that it's still the republic?
Yes, we can say. Even though the sons and daughters of politicians are coming, they also stand in the elections. Then only they become the political office bearers. And supposing if a son and daughter of politician wants to become an IAS, IPS, that person also should write the civil service examination.
Okay, sir.
No, that's right.
So then you
this year 75th rank from our academy. He's the son of one of the comedy actor in Tamil cinema industry, Chini Jayanth. Okay. And there is another person, bureaucrat, IRS son. Okay, he is also cleared the examination. So these two people have to attend coaching center. They have to write the examination. Then they have to get a ranking in order to become an IAS.
Okay, sir. Sir, the second thing is that about sovereign. Being a sovereign country means the country has the right to expand another territory or to give a particular territory to another country.
Yes,
Is it
a
so?
sovereign country can accede as well as cede a country, cede a part of the territory. We will discuss that when we come to union and its territory. Wait for that class. I'll discuss in detail.
Oh, okay, sir. As I just went through the Lakshmikant when you taught in the class about the sovereign. I came to these two concepts. That's why I asked, sir.
Yeah, no issues. Anyway, I left it consciously because it will be explained in the union and its territory part to avoid double work.
Okay.
So wait for the class.
Okay. So just an interpretation what I made from that concept. Can I tell that, sir?
Yeah, please.
Being a sovereign country, the country has a policy of expansion as well as a policy of defense.
Okay.
Because
right.
Oh yeah, that's it, sir. Because expansion policy means
also the country has the right to give away a particular territory to some other country. Not only accede, take new territory, the existing territory can be shared with other country.
Okay, sir. So this foreign policy and all, it's purely based on the sovereignty of a country, right, sir? Because we have the right to take the decision. In the foreign policy, we are applying that also.
Not only foreign policy, every policy of the government, domestic policy, foreign policy, defense policy, everything is based on the sovereignty of the country, which means independence in our decision making. That policy will be decided without any foreign influence.
Okay, sir. Okay. Thank you very much, sir.
Shivapriya.
Good afternoon, sir. Sir, you told me to remind about the difference between communism and socialism, sir. Yesterday, I remind through chat box.
Did you?
Yes, sir. So many times, sir. But while answering the question, I forgot to ask this question. So
please do it
irrelevant
because as I told you already, it should be known to all. Okay. That is a common question which should be known to all. So please ask in the class. Please remind me next class, okay?
Okay, sir. Sure, sir. And one more thing, sir, regarding that happiness, regarding how to remain happy during this preparation.
Some of your friends have given a comment that I'm talking something out of the subject. So I'm not interested to tell that.
Why, sir? That is essential for us, no, sir. Somebody. Just now I have started preparation, but I feel sometimes very low.
Out of experience only, do tell all these things, and that is related to the preparation only. But they're saying that it is out of the subject. Okay, so let me do it later. No, once we are picking up the syllabus, and maybe like when we come to for fundamental rights chapter and that area, no, at that time I'll talk about that.
Okay.
Because they're saying that I'm delaying the class. So let us first finish the topic.
There will be some people who will be always telling us, sir, because since many will think it is like a semester, so they won't have some holistic idea, no, sir. After some preparation only, will come to know everything is interlinked.
I'll take your point. Now my thing is, I want to address their concern also. So I will complete some important topics when we are coming to fundamental rights, no? And once again, I'm seeking your help. Please remind again. Definitely, I'll talk about that. That is important also. True, that is important. I'll talk about that.
Yes, sir. Please, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Shivapriya. Thank you. Yes, Swati.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Sir, can you repeat the main question that you have said for democracy and republic, sir?
Can we say Indian democracy is socially and economically democratic? I'm just rephrasing because I don't exactly remember the exact sentence, but this is the content of the question.
India is socially
and economically democratic.
Just 1 minute, sir.
And we say India is socially, economically democratic.
And for Republic, sir.
And Republic, the
Hello? Hello?
Wait.
Hello, sir?
In the context of dynastic politics,
Yes, sir.
and we say India is truly republic. And we say India is truly republic.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Because due to some net problem, I was not able to listen, sir. Thank you, sir.
Who's that? Is your kid? Who's that?
No, sir, I'm not married. I'm not married, sir. He's my brother.
Brother. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay, done. Thank you. 399. Yes.
Sir, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Sir, I have a doubt regarding secularism, sir. Sir, secularism means digitally also you must be secular, right, sir? The recent Garbar Kutam issue, so could that be quoted, sir? Because in that case, the police have arrested the accused. So that means India as a secular country is also progressing in digital secularism as well. Could that be also quoted in the answer, sir?
If directly they ask, but this is a regional issue, right? Something that has happened in a corner of a country. So don't quote it in the mains paper. Okay. Something which is known at the national level, you better quote it, because your answers should not identify your place of coming. Supposing the evaluator comes to the knowledge that you are writing from Tamil Nadu. Okay. Sometimes they may give a lesser marks. Okay. But the concept now, as you say, secularism is there. Secularism means positive protection to the religion. When you speak something derogatory of a particular religion, okay, you can be arrested because you are trying to create hate in the society or harm the sentiments of other people. So in that sense, the arrest is valid. Okay. And we can say it is, secularism. Yeah, secularism.
Sir, and my another doubt is, sir, India being a secular country is one of the prime reasons that we are being able to get too many bilateral relations with other countries, sir. So it's a positive aspect of secularism, right, sir?
True.
That be also
100%.
So could that be also included?
Yeah, secularism has helped us to have very good relationship between US and Western countries, and even Islamic countries also, for that matter. Okay.
That's what I wanted to ask.
Good.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Yes, Deepika.
Hi, sir. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Sir, I have doubt regarding the 42nd Amendment Act. Due to that only the word socialism, secularism is added in preamble. Why we didn't add the integrity, sir?
Integrity was also added 42nd Amendment Act only.
Yeah, but we, the people of India, having solemnly resolved to constitute India into a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic and to secure to all citizens, in that integrity is not.
It's there, integrity will be there. After unity, it will be there. Check, no? Unity and integrity. Securing is justice, liberty, equality, unity and integrity will come. I'll teach that anyway.
Okay, sir. And then in the spheres of democracy, India would fall under which type of democracy, sir, particularly?
You are asking in the political, economic, social democracy.
Yeah, yes, sir. We have three spheres of democracy.
All three. In India, when we say democracy, we talk about political, economic, social, all three democracies. While China talks about only economic democracy, USA gives priority to political democracy. India democracy, no, we are emphasizing all three. That is why we saw in detail. Indian constitutional provisions also give scope for all three. See, fundamental rights chapter we will be learning. That talks about political democracy. DPSP, Directive Principles of State Policy, will be reading. That gives importance to socio-economic democracy.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Welcome. 955.
Sir, I'm Vignesh.
Yes, please, Vignesh.
Sir, in a Lashmikant book, under democratic, they say democratic is divided as two types, like direct and indirect, and they say in direct democracy has been followed in Switzerland. So, can you explain about direct democracy, sir?
I'll be taking that topic will be covered under world constitutions. That is why I did not talk about it now. Don't worry. While comparing with the world constitutions, I will be comparing Indian constitution with the Switzerland's constitution. There I will be discussing this.
Okay, sir. Can you give a slight outline about direct democracy, sir? Because I'm not able to correlate it.
Right now, hold it up. You just will be world constitution. It needs 20 minutes of discussion. Okay. Once again, anyway, I'm going to take class about it. So please wait. No.
Oh, okay, sir. Okay, sir. That's my doubt, sir. Thank you, sir.
I'll give explanation with mains question for that. So it should be talked appropriately in comparison of world constitution. When I compare with Switzerland's constitution, I'll do that.
Oh, okay, sir.
Okay. Thank you. Anaka.
Hello,
yes.
sir.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Sir, can you explain? Good afternoon. Sir, can you explain the concept of regionalism once again? I lost the connection in between.
Come again. I was not able to listen your question properly. I'm sorry.
Sir, can you please explain the concept of regionalism?
Simple. Okay. You take the example of Tamil Nadu and Punjab. Okay. So these states are known for regionalism. Placing state interest, that is their own state, Tamil Nadu state interest over the national interest is called as regional interest or regionalism.
What was the issue between with that and Indira Gandhi's period, sir?
Punjab, no, they're asking for a separate country. Okay, so there was a movement called as Khalistan. They were asking for a separate country.
Okay.
So based on regionalism only. So that is why I told Indira Gandhi.
Okay, thank you, sir.
She was assassinated for that, in fact. Okay, she curtailed this regional aspiration and she eliminated the terrorist organization, the Khalistan movement. Okay, and then she sent all these military people inside the Golden Temple. That is why she was assassinated.
Yeah, okay. Thank you, sir.
Pujita.
Hello.
Yes, Pujita.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Sir, how can you interpret the concept of reservation in secularism or democracy?
Reservation, we can say it is bringing in social democracy. Okay, secularism is completely different. Okay, secularism is religion based, reservation is caste based. So reservation gives equal opportunity for all. So we can say it is social democracy. That is how we can link.
I have other question. Recent indices shows India is going towards a square democracy. So how can we strongly say India is democracy and still democracy is there in India? Like, I mean, how to answer the question?
See, that is why they will ask negatively only. They'll say India is not secular now, it is not democratic now. Like that only questions will be put to you in interview and other thing. You must positively say India is democratic because Indian constitution is democratic. We still have judiciary. Okay, we still have options of, especially petitions. Civil society is there and active. We have media, the fifth pillar. Okay, and we are allowing people to form associations. Okay, so considering all these things, we can say India is a democracy. Democracy is a continuous process that we must achieve. There may be some backlog in democracy, such as, sometimes judiciary may not work, media may be biased, and other things. These can be addressed by regularly creating laws and decisions, which should be product of government and people's interaction. Like that, you have to answer. First is
Thank you.
be positive. Second is accept that there are some issues is taking place. So that is why rightfully some people are criticizing that democracy is violated, secularism is violated. But however, the larger picture, India is largely secular and democratic.
Are there any recent examples?
Which one?
For the democracy.
See, 2019 general elections, democracy. And then welfare measures for the people. We find that government is addressing to the needs of migrant workers, kisans, the farmers and other things. That is democracy. Okay. Then government is taking strict measures to ensure that rich people are not getting away from after taking big loans. Okay. Some
money laundering.
Reform in laws has been made. Okay, that is democracy. Okay, then recently Prime Minister called for the all-party meeting to explain about what has happened in Galwan Valley. During the pandemic, the Prime Minister had discussions with the Chief Minister before deciding. See how many examples I am giving, no?
Yeah, okay. So I have one more doubt.
When we think that you have to be positive, automatically points will come. Yes, please.
We can quote Ayodhya court jurisdiction for the secularism.
Better avoid sensitive topics. Unless directly in the question they are asking for Ayodhya, write it. Okay. Otherwise, you can generally go for, we can say that reform has been made in both religion, Hindu code bill, triple talak, like that. Something which is of past, that can be done. Very sensitive, recent issue, don't touch it. For safety.
Thank you, sir.
Any doubts? Any other doubts? 615. Anand.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, Anand.
Actually, will you repeat me about that Western secularism, sir? I just missed out that part.
Western secularism is very
First
simple.
part.
Separation of church and the religion. Earlier, every decision made in European countries has to be approved by Pope. So they said no more Pope should interfere in the state affairs. So their secularism is separation of state and church, which is negative form of secularism.
Actually, they are negative.
Negative means there is no action from the state. I said
Yeah, they don't bother about those religions.
Yeah, exactly. And in polity, whenever we use the word negative, it doesn't mean bad. Negative means
Yes,
action.
sir. I hate that.
Positive means there should be action of the state.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Welcome. Pooja, yes, Pooja.
Good afternoon, sir. Sir, is communalism a kind of extremism?
Communalism is a kind of
Extremism. extremism?
See, I should clarify this. Okay, they can be called as extremism only when they are involved in violence. There will be some people who are communal but refrain from violence or unconstitutional methods. Okay, we'll just tell that, for example, a Hindu will tell that, Muslims should not be in this country. You go to Pakistan. They are communal, but they are not extremists. But if somebody goes and fight with a Muslim, goes and hits with him a rod, tell that, immediately you vacate this premises. Or he goes and lighten the place where, create fire on the place where Muslims are living, then it is extremist activity. So communalist can become extremist. Communalists can become extremists, but normal times, if they are abiding by the law, just they are communal, okay, then they are just called as communal. But they create a conducive environment for violence. That is why it is negative. Yeah. You had to say something?
Sir, but even in the case of communalism, even if they are asking if in Hindu Muslim case, if they are asking Muslims to get out of the country, that is against constitution, right?
Yeah, but they are not involving in any activity like going and forcing them, threatening them. Okay, making a propaganda is democratic. Even the idea may be wrong, but that idea, it should be countered by a right idea. Okay, we cannot say that by just like that you are saying these ideas, you are unconstitutional.
Okay, sir. So I have a doubt regarding the national education policy. Can I ask, sir?
Okay.
So it is said that in the 1968 National Education Policy itself, there was three-language formula, and Hindi was states were asked to make Hindi as a compulsory language. So by taking Hindi, it's a kind of unifying all states, right? That is now we are being unified upon a foreign language, so we can have been unified upon an Indian language. So what is the problem, sir, in that?
Yes. No. The problem, as said by some political parties, especially in Tamil Nadu, is that when Hindi is brought as the link language, okay, there is a chance that the language, Tamil language, is also mixed with a lot of Hindi words. Okay, so already it has happened with the acceptance of English. People generally talk not Tamil; they're talking Tanglish. Okay, using most of the English words. Okay, so they feel that there will be cultural decline, and it is already approved that in case of history, if you see the Tamil Nadu history, okay, the advent of the the Kalabras, they will say, it is a toe deep of Tamil history. I say Sanskrit promoters who came from North India and had a rule over Tamil Nadu. Tamil Nadu's language, Tamil, was Sanskritized, and some of the Tamil words and culture declined. So because of this past experience, the people of Tamil Nadu, especially the politicians and literature people, are reluctant to accept Hindi.
So then they should reject English also, right?
Yeah, the same logic, but English has already been internalized. Now that is the past history. We've learned the lesson. Once when particular language is intruded and they feel that it has affected the language, now the people wants to prevent any further damage. Damage already has been done. Okay, so new damage they want to prevent. That's it. And
okay, sir. So if a question is asked,
which they feel is that is the link language of the entire world, so that would be helpful for them.
Okay, sir. So if a question is asked, which stand we should take? It's kind of, is there a problem in the
As I
stand?
told you already, whenever there is a conflict between regional interest and national interest, you have to go by national interest. you can write that first you told no, since we are already using a foreign language, an Indian language can be a link language, so Hindi can be used as an official language. As of now, since Hindi is not practiced by non-Hindi speaking states, when two states, a southern state and a northern state is communicating, there is quite a problem. Okay, so for uniform administration and efficiency of administration, okay, there's nothing wrong in adopting to one language.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Because we have to emphasize on unity that way.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Arulniti, yes.
Hello, sir.
Yes, Arun.
Sir, I am new to this polity, sir. But it is easy for me to understand the way you teaching, sir. So please do not change the method, sir.
Thank
My
you.
request.
Thank you.
சார் ஏன்னா எல்லாருமே உங்க டீச்சிங் கூட ஸ்டிக் ஆயிட்டாங்க சார், ஒத்து போறாங்க சார். ஏன்னா இதுக்கு முன்னாடி எல்லாம் பிரேக்லாம் கேட்பாங்க சார், பட் இப்பெல்லாம் கேட்கறதே இல்லை சார். ஸோ த பீப்புள் ஆர் ஸ்டிக் வித் யுவர் வே ஆஃப் டீச்சிங் சார். ஸோ டு நாட் சேஞ்ச் த மெத்தட் சார்.
ஓகே, தேங்க் யூ. தேங்க்ஸ் ஃபார் தட்.
பிகாஸ் த மெயின்ஸ் தான் சார் முக்கியம் நம்மளுக்கு. அதனால
அது ஏன் அது அப்படி கமெண்ட் பண்ணாங்கன்னு தெரியல. ஏன்னா மெயின்ஸ் முக்கியன்றனால தான் நான் அவ்வளோ ஸ்ட்ரெஸ் கொடுக்குறேன். அதை கண்டினியூ பண்றேன் நான்.
ஆமாம் சார்.
ஐ திங்க் இந்த கொஞ்சம் அந்த கேப்ஸ் மட்டும் சில கேப்ஸ் மட்டும் கட் பண்ணிட்டு நம்ம பண்ணிக்கலாம்.
எஸ் சார். சரி, நான் லாஸ்ட் 3 கிளாஸ் வந்து ரொம்ப இன்ட்ரெஸ்டிங்காக இருந்துச்சு சார். போர்டு அடிக்கல சார். ஏன்னா ரொம்ப இன்ஃபர்மேட்டிவாகவும் இருந்துச்சு. ஸோ இந்த கிளாஸ் வந்து நீங்கள் ரொம்ப நாட் ஃபைன் சார்.
கொஞ்சம் ஃபாஸ்ட்டாக போன மாதிரி இருந்ததோ
சார்? சார் நீங்கள் ரொம்ப டல்லாக இருந்தீங்க சார், ரொம்ப எந்தியாஸ்டிக்காகவே இல்லை சார்.
I'll correct it. Don't worry.
Okay. So my question, I have some questions, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, இப்போ வந்து பார்லிமெண்ட்லயோ இல்லை லெஜிஸ்லேட்டிவ் கவுன்சில் இதுலயோ இது அசம்பிளிஸ்லாம் வந்து ஆப்போசிஷன் வந்து அவங்க கம்மியா இருந்தாங்க அப்படின்னா அது அன்டெமோக்ராட்டிக்னு சொல்லலாமா சார்? ஆப்போசிஷன் இல்லை அப்படின்னா,
அதாவது கவர்மெண்ட் அப்போசிஷனை கன்சல்ட் பண்ணலை, மற்ற பார்ட்டிஸை கன்சல்ட் பண்ணலன்னா அப்போ அன்டெமோக்ராட்டிக்னு சொல்லலாம். பட் எலெக்ஷன் ரிசல்ட்னால வந்து அப்போசிஷன் கம்மியாக இருக்கிறனால அதை நம்ம அன்டெமோக்ராட்டிக்னு சொல்ல முடியாது.
ஸோ மெஜாரிட்டி பார்ட்டி இருந்தால் அவங்க ஈஸியாக ஒரு லாவை மேக் பண்ணிட்டு போயிடலாம் சார். இப்போ அப்போசிஷன் இருந்தால் வந்து அவங்க தடுப்பாங்க, ஏதோ ஒன்று பண்ணுவாங்க. ஸோ
ஓகே, அதாவது அப்போசிஷன் ஸ்ட்ரென்த் இல்லாமல் இருக்கிறது டெமோக்ரஸிக்கு நல்லது இல்லை அப்படின்னு சொல்லலாம். இப்போ அப்போசிஷன் கம்மியாக இருந்தாலும் கூட பிரைம் மினிஸ்டர் நினைச்சா, ரூலிங் பார்ட்டி நினைச்சா அவங்க கிட்ட பேசிட்டு அப்புறமேட்டு டெசிஷன் எடுக்கலாம். ஸோ ஈவன் இஃப் அப்போசிஷன் இஸ் லெஸ்,
அன்ஹெல்தின்னு சொல்லலாமா சார்?
ஆமா, அன்ஹெல்தி தான். when opposition is less, there is a chance that democracy is affected ன்னு சொல்லலாம்.
ஓகே சார். ஓகே சார். சார் செகண்ட் கொஸ்டின். இப்போ வந்து ஒரு கொஸ்டின் வந்து இப்போ அமெரிக்கா செக்குலரிசம் பற்றி வந்துச்சுன்னா, நான் அந்த நீங்கள் சொன்னீங்களா சார், அந்த அவங்க பதவி இருக்கும்போது பைபிளை மென்ஷன் பண்ணுவாங்கன்னு சொல்லி, ஸோ அதை நான் யூஸ் பண்ணலாமா சார்?
தாராளமாக. வெளியில் இங்கே தான் நம்ம சென்சிட்டிவ் விஷயம் டச் பண்ணக்கூடாது. ஃபாரின் கண்ட்ரீஸில் இருக்கிறத நம்ம கிரிட்டிக்கலாக சொல்லலாம். ஏன்னா
ஓகே சார்,
நமக்கும் ஃபாரினரு, திருத்துறவங்களுக்கும் அவங்க ஃபாரினரு. அந்த எக்ஸாம்பிள் நீங்கள் போது வந்து ஒன்றும் இஷ்யூஸ் வராது. ஸோ அதை நம்ம பாசிட்டிவாக தானே சொல்கிறோம். யூஎஸ்லையும் அப்படி பண்ணுறாங்க, நம்ம இப்படி பண்ணுறதுல வந்து தப்பு இல்லை அப்படின்னு சொல்றது இது இல்லை. பாசிட்டிவாக எக்ஸாம்பிள் கொடுக்குறது. இப்போ ஃபார் எக்ஸாம்பிள் இந்த டைனாஸ்டிக் பாலிடிக்ஸ் எக்ஸாம்பிளுக்கே வந்து நான் எழுதும்போது என்ன எக்ஸாம்பிள் கொடுப்பேன்னா, டைனாஸ்டிக் பாலிடிக்ஸ் இருக்கு, பட் இந்தியா ஸ்டில் ரிப்பப்ளிக். ஏன்னா இப்போ இருக்க பிரசிடென்ட், பிரைம் மினிஸ்டர், சீஃப் மினிஸ்டர் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா எல்லாருமே ஃபர்ஸ்ட் ஜென்ரேஷன் தானே.
ஆமாம் சார்.
அப்போ இப்போ முன்னாடி வந்து ஒரு பிரைம் மினிஸ்டர் வந்து இந்த இதில் அயோத்தியா போனாரு, அதை ரெஃபர் பண்ணலாமான்னு ஸ்டூடெண்ட் கேட்டாங்க, அதை எழுதாதீங்கன்னு சொல்லி. பட் அவரை பற்றி பாசிட்டிவாக சொல்லணும். ஈஸ் ஃப்ரம் அ வெரி ஆர்டினரி ஃபேமிலி, இஸ் அ ஃபர்ஸ்ட் ஜென்ரேஷன் பொலிட்டிஷியன், இஸ் ஏபிள் டு பிகம் த பிரைம் மினிஸ்டர் ஆஃப் திஸ் கண்ட்ரி அப்படின்ற பாயிண்ட் எழுதலாம். அப்போ அந்த பிரைம் மினிஸ்டர் ஆஃபீஸை யூஸ் பண்ணலாம், அப்போ நரேந்திர மோடின்ற நேமை யூஸ் பண்ணலாம். ஒரு விஷயத்தை பற்றி பாசிட்டிவாக,
அதே
பாசிட்டிவ் எக்ஸாம்பிளா
சார். இப்போ ஓகே சார். ஓகே சார். இப்போ அதே இஷ்யூல வந்து சார், இப்போ ஒருவேளை நாம நீங்கள் ஃபர்ஸ்ட் கேட்ட இப்போ வந்து செக்யூலரிசம் வந்து நம்ம கண்ட்ரியில் இருக்கா இல்லை ஏதாவது டேமேஜ் ஆயிருக்கா, அது மாதிரி கொஸ்டின் வந்து சார், நான் வந்து இப்போ அயோத்தியா இஷ்யூல வந்து சுப்ரீம் கோர்ட்டோட ஸ்டேட்மெண்ட் வந்து மென்ஷன் பண்ணலாமா சார்? சுப்ரீம் கோர்ட் தான் இருக்கிறதுலேயே ஸோ ஹை பவர் இருக்குன்னு சொல்லி ப்ரூவ் ஆயிருக்கு. ஸோ செக்யூலரிசம் வந்து சுப்ரீம் கோர்ட் வந்து என்ஷூர் பண்ணிருக்கு அந்த மாதிரி மென்ஷன் பண்ணலாம் சார். ஏன்னா அவங்க வந்து மாசுக்கு பெல்
நீங்க ரெண்டு
பில்
விஷயம்
பண்ணலாம் சொல்லிருக்காங்க, அதே டைம் டெம்பிள் பில் பண்ணலாம் சொல்லிருக்காங்க. ஸோ அதை மென்ஷன் பண்ணலாம் சார்.
வந்து சுப்ரீம் கோர்ட் வந்து இந்த கேஸ்ல எக்ஸ்ட்ராடினரி என்ன பண்ணிருக்காங்க அப்படின்னா மீடியேஷன் போங்க, எப்படியுமே இந்த கோர்ட் அப்படி சொல்லாது, பட் வந்து ஆமிக்கபிளா இந்த இஷ்யூவை செட்டில் பண்றதுக்கு என்ன சொன்னாங்கன்னா நம்ம பேசி தீர்த்துக்கோம் அப்படின்னு சொல்லி மீடியேஷன் செட்டப் பண்ணாங்க. அது ஃபெயில் பண்ணதுக்கு அப்புறம் இந்த ஜட்மெண்ட் வந்துச்சு. இந்த ஜட்மெண்ட்லயும் வந்து ராம் மந்திரனும் கட்டணும், மசூதியும் கட்டணும் அப்படின்னு சொல்லி ஜட்மெண்ட் கொடுத்துருக்காங்க. ஸோ இப்போ அந்த ஜட்மெண்ட்டை வந்து முஸ்லீம் பாடிஸும் வந்து ஓகே அப்படின்ற மாதிரி இது பண்ணியிருக்காங்க. பெட்டிஷன் ஃபைல் பண்றாங்க, அப்புறம் ஃபைலும் பண்ணல. ஸோ இப்போ என்னன்னா இங்கே செக்யுலரிசம் இருக்குது, ரெண்டு பேருக்கு கான்ஃபிளிக்ட் இருந்துச்சு உண்மை, பட் அந்த கான்ஃபிளிக்ட் ரிசால்வ் பண்றதை ரிசால்வ் பண்ணி ரெண்டு பேருமே ஒரு செட்டில்மெண்ட்டுக்கு இப்போ வந்திருக்காங்கன்னு. ஸோ விச் ஷோஸ் தட் இந்தியா இஸ் ரெடி டு பீஸ்ஃபுல்லி கோ எக்ஸிஸ்ட், செக்யுலரிசம் இஸ் அப்பெல்ட் அப்படின்னு எழுதலாம்.
ஓகே சார். சார் அப்புறம்
சொல்லுங்க.
சோஷியல் டெமோக்ரஸில வந்து இப்போ எக்கனாமிக் டெமோக்ரஸில வந்து நீங்க வந்து இப்போ கவு கன்சியூம் பண்ணக்கூடாது அப்படின்னு சொல்ற
கட் ஆகுது, திருப்பி கேளுங்க ஃபர்ஸ்ட்ல இருந்து.
சார் கவ்வை வந்து நம்ம கன்சியூம் பண்ணக்கூடாது அப்படின்னு சொல்றது வந்து பீஃப் வந்து கன்சியூம் பண்ணக்கூடாதுன்னு சொல்றது வந்து நாம சோஷியல் டெமோக்ரஸில ஆட் பண்ணலாமா சார்? அது வந்து நம்ம சோஷியல் டெமோக்ரஸி வந்து பாதிக்கப்படுன்னு சொல்லலாமா?
அவங்க வந்து எது சாப்பிடணும் சாப்பிடக்கூடாதுன்றது டெமோக்ரஸியே கிடையாது, அது இது பண்ணக்கூடாது. இப்போ இந்துஸ் அதை நான் சொன்னேனே, நீ பண்ணாத, நான் அந்த கேக் எக்ஸாம்பிள் சொன்னேன் இல்லையா, அப்போ நீங்க பீஃப் சாப்பிடாதீங்கன்னு மற்ற கம்யூனிட்டி கிட்ட போய் சொல்றது தப்பு, அது கம்யூனல். ஆனா கவ்வை ஸ்லாட்டர் பண்ணாதீங்க ஏன்னா எனக்கு அது புனிதமான தெய்வம், அதை வந்து ப்ரொடெக்ட் பண்ணுங்க அப்படின்னு கேட்கறது கம்யூனல் கிடையாது. ரெண்டுக்கும் வித்தியாசம் இருக்குல்ல. நான் எனக்கு என்ன தேவைன்னு அதை கேட்டுக்குவேன். இன்னொரு கம்யூனிட்டியை போயிட்டு நீ இது பண்றது தப்பு, நீ பண்ணாத அப்படின்னு நம்ம சொல்லக்கூடாது. என்ன தேவையோ அதை கவர்மெண்ட்டை கேட்கறது நம்மளோட உரிமை. அதே சமயத்தில் கவர்மெண்ட்டை அவனுக்கு அது கொடுக்காத, அவனை சாப்பிட வைக்காத, அவனை பனிஷ் பண்ண, பீஃப் சாப்பிட்டான அப்படி சொல்றது வந்து கம்யூனல் மைண்ட் செட்.
ஓகே சார். ஓகே சார், தேங்க்யூ சார். சார் ப்ளீஸ் சார் பழையபடியே டீச் பண்ணுங்க சார். டோ நாட் சேஞ்ச் சார்.
கண்டிப்பா.
ஓகே சார், தேங்க்யூ சார்.
எஸ் பிரணவ்.
Hello sir.
எஸ் பிரணவ்.
Hello.
பிரணவ் சொல்லுங்க.
Sir, I have a very common doubt about the democratic republic. You said there is no heredity basis, but in the ground reality we can witness the nepotism in politics at all the grounds from chief minister to panchayat chief. So can we have the legislation like US that no one can come to power after 2 times, and we can also include a class that no one can contest in elections from their own family also? Is this right?
இல்ல ஃபர்ஸ்ட் பாயிண்ட் சொல்லலாம். யூ கேன் லிமிட் த டேர்ம். ஃபேமிலில இருந்து வர முடியாதுன்னு சொல்ல முடியாது இல்லை, ஏன்னா எவ்ரிபடி ஹாஸ் அ ரைட் டு ஆக்குபேஷன். இப்போ நான் டீச்சரா இருக்கன்றனால என் பையன் டீச்சராக வரக்கூடாதுன்ற மாதிரி சொல்ல முடியாது. அதே மாதிரி பொலிட்டிஷியனோட பையன் பொலிட்டிஷனா வரலாம், பட் என்ன அவங்க பொலிட்டிக்கல் பார்ட்டியில அவங்க டெமோக்ரஸி ஃபாலோ பண்ணிருக்கணும். பாயிண்ட் 1. செகண்ட் பாயிண்ட் வந்து that particular person should contest an election and only take the அந்த மாதிரி அப்படி சொல்லிடு. ஃபர்ஸ்ட் பாயிண்ட் ஓகே, டேர்ம் வைக்கலாம், அது நல்ல பாயிண்ட். செகண்ட் பாயிண்ட் வந்து அது அன்டெமோக்ராட்டிக்கா போயிடும். எல்லாத்துக்குமே பார்ட்டிசிபேட் பண்ண
necessary for one nation.
Necessary for?
Is it currently necessary, sir? Both in center and state, we can witness a particular family is ruling the throne for more than 5 decades. So that's why
அதுக்கு தான் நம்ம சொல்யூஷன் we should agree that in some places dynastic politics இருக்கு, it's there ன்னு சொல்லிட்டு what we have to do is we have to give the solution. அதுதான் சொன்னா இன்ட்ரா பார்ட்டி டெமோக்ரஸி. டெமோக்ரஸிக்கு பார்ட்டிக்குள்ளேயே வந்து டெமோக்ரஸி இருக்கணும். ஃபார் எக்ஸாம்பிள் இப்போ ஸ்டாலின் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா கீழ் லெவல்லேருந்து வந்திருப்பாப்புல, ஃபர்ஸ்ட் மெம்பரு, அதுக்கப்புறமேட்டு ஒரு மாவட்ட செயலாளர், அதுக்கப்புறம் இளைஞரணி, அதுக்கு மேலே டெப்டி சிஎம், அந்த மாதிரி. ஒரு சில டைமில் என்ன பண்ணாங்கன்னா டேரக்டர் இருக்கிற இப்போ ராஜஸ்தான் கேஸ் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா அதுதான் பிரச்சனை. சச்சின் பைலட் ஏன் டென்ஷன் ஆயிருக்காப்புல அப்படின்னா கீழத்தோட பையனை டைரக்டாக அடுத்து முன்னிலத்தை பார்க்குறாங்க. ஸோ அது மாதிரிலாம் வந்து பிரச்சனை. இப்போ இந்த மாதிரி நான் உங்கள் அண்டர்ஸ்டாண்டிங்காக இந்த நேம்ஸ் யூஸ் பண்ணேன். வாட் யூ கேன் சே, if a son and daughter of politician has to enter into politics and come, They have to start from the lower level, and through election system only they should come to the upper level. Like any other political party member, they also should undergo the same process.
And also, sir, to be frank, and why the INC is occupied by a particular family, sir?
That is
apart from
political reason வந்து என்னன்னா, Indian people know, they feel that or they know only Gandhis, okay, and they feel more loyal to the freedom fighters. அதுக்கப்புறம் நேருக்கு அப்புறம் இந்திரா காந்தி, அந்த இதுல இன்னொன்று நம்ம ட்ரெடிஷனே வந்து அப்படிதானே. இன்னும் நம்ம Indian society by constitution we are modern, but actual no, we are not democratic, we are not modern. Even now, we always want the politicians sons and daughters to become politicians, actors sons and daughters to become actors, okay, and teachers son to be teacher, doctors not doctors. இது சூஸ் பண்ணுறதே பாருங்களேன், ப்ரொஃபஷன் சூஸ் பண்ணுறதே வந்து அவங்க ரெஸ்பெக்டிவ் ஃபேமிலி என்ன பிஸ்னஸ் பண்ணுறாங்களோ அதே தான் கண்டினியூ பண்ணுவாங்க. ஸோ இந்தியன்ஸுக்கு அந்த மென்டாலிட்டி இருக்கிறனால they are always voting. இன்னொன்று பார்த்தீங்கன்னா, there have been 2 assassinations in Gandhi family, Indira Gandhi and Rajiv Gandhi. That also makes people to be loyal with that party. Okay, இன்னொன்று மற்ற எல்லாருமே பார்த்தீங்கன்னா ஃபேக்ஷன், எவ்ரிபடி இஸ் டைட் அப் வித் ஒன் லாயல்ட்டி. இப்போ காங்கிரஸில் வந்து வேற ஒரு லீடர் வந்தாருன்னா கண்டிப்பாக வந்து அப்போசிஷன் இன்னொரு லீடர் வருவாங்க. ஏன்னா லாட் ஆஃப் ஃபேக்ஷனலிசம் இஸ் தேர் இன் இந்தியன் நேஷனல் காங்கிரஸ். ஸோ காங்கிரஸ் பார்ட்டியாலே வேற வழி இல்லை, தே நீட் சம்படி ஹூ கேன் பி ஓவர் ஆல் தீஸ் ஃபேக்ஷனல் லீடர்ஸ். இப்போ இந்த சைடு அசோக் கெஹ்லோட் ஒரு சைடு, கமல்நாத் ஒரு சைடு, ப சிதம்பரம் இஸ் அனதர் பிக் பவர்ஃபுல் பர்சன், திக்விஜய் சிங் இஸ் அனதர் பவர்ஃபுல் பர்சன். ஸோ அப்படியே பார்த்தீங்கன்னா ஓவராலில் வந்து காங்கிரஸில் எல்லாமே ஒரு பிக் ஷாட்ஸு. இல்லை யாராவது ஒருத்தர் லீடரை போட்டால் இன்னொருத்தன் கோச்சிட்டு வெளியில் போயிடுவான். ஸோ அதனால காங்கிரஸ் பார்ட்டியாலுமே வந்து அதை சேஞ்ச் பண்ண முடியல. இது பண்ணணும்னா ரேடிக்கலாக அவங்க வந்து நிறைய சேஞ்சஸ் வந்து கொண்டு வரணும், அது அவங்க கையில் தான் இருக்குது. பட் இப்போதைக்கு ரீசன் ஏன் அவங்களால இவ்வளோ தோல்வி சந்திச்சும் இது மாற்ற முடியல அப்படின்னா, பீப்புள்ஸ் மென்டாலிட்டி ஒன்று, காங்கிரஸ்குள்ளே இருக்கிற ஸ்ட்ரக்சர் அந்த மாதிரி. தட் இஸ் த ரீசன். அண்ட் தட் இஸ் வை ராகுல் காந்தி வாஸ் ரிலக்டன்ட், நாட் ஓன்லி நவ். 10 வருஷத்துக்கு முன்னாடியே சொல்லிட்டாப்ல எனக்கும் இதுக்கும் பொலிட்டிக்கல் பார்ட்டிக்கும் வேலைக்கு ஆகாதுன்னு. பட் he was forced to take up the leadership because of factionalism inside Congress.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much.
Welcome. டக்குன்னு முடிச்சலாம். உமா, எஸ் உமா.
Hello, sir. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Sir, நான் இந்த ஸ்டேட்மெண்ட் ஒன்று டெஃபினேஷன் ஒன்று சொன்னீங்க சார், அது என்ன டெமோக்ரஸின்னு மட்டும் சொல்லுங்க சார். The decision we made by majoritarian principle, but the views of minority should be taken.
ஓவரால் டெமோக்ரஸி,
இது பொலிட்டிக்கல் டெமோக்ரஸி,
இது எல்லாத்துலேயுமே வரும். இந்த பொலிட்டிக்கல் சோஷியல் எக்கனாமிக் எல்லாத்துலேயுமே வரும். சிம்பிளான திஸ் இஸ் ஐடியா ஆஃப் டெமோக்ரஸி. டெமோக்ரஸினா வெறும் நம்பர்ஸ் இருக்குன்றதுக்காக நம்ம டெசிஷன் எடுக்க மாட்டோம். அதுக்கு முன்னாடி எல்லாத்தையும் கலந்து ஆலோசிச்சுட்டு டெசிஷன் எடுக்கணும். ஃபார் எக்ஸாம்பிள் வீடு பொலிட்டிக்கல் டெமோக்ரஸி. இப்போ வந்து ஃபாதர் அண்ட் மதர் இருக்காங்க அப்படின்னா, ஃபாதர் ஷுட் கன்சல்ட் வித் மதர் டு டேக் டெசிஷன். ஃபாதர் இஸ் நாட் கன்சல்டிங் வித் மதர் அண்ட் டேக்கிங் டெசிஷன்னா அது இதே கிடையாது. ஸோ ஃபேமிலியில் இருக்க எல்லா மெம்பர்ஸ்டையும் கன்சல்ட் பண்ணிட்டு தான் டெசிஷன் எடுக்கணும். அது டெமோக்ராட்டிக் டெசிஷன்.
ஓகே சார். ஓகே சார். Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Next time. 468. Yes, 468.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Sir, can we take the anti-defection law is undemocratic?
Of course, you are right. It is undemocratic because it is not allowing the MPs to speak their view, no? So it is undemocratic.
Yes.
Right, very good.
While writing answer, can we take this?
Yes, you can. When I teach anti-defection law, I'll teach you this like this only. It is undemocratic, but what to do because of MPs, practically jumping from one political to another political party. To ensure political stability, we have adopted anti-defection law.
So anti-defection law also have things they legislator also cannot raise their voice some to some policies.
True. You are
Which
right.
also come under.
You are right. You're true.
Okay,
You're right. That's undemocratic.
sir. Does India follows the first past the post system, sir?
Yes. In general election, we follow first past post system only.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Rashmita. Rashmi.
Good afternoon, sir. Yes,
Yeah,
sir. Sir, you actually gave a question whether India is socially and economically republic. So, can you give me some example for socially republic and economically republic, please?
Socially and economically democratic.
No, sir. You gave a republic, sir, for under republic topic as well.
No. Actually, what I did is I taught you democracy and directly went for republic without giving questions for democracy. So,
so it's a
after teaching republic, I came and gave. So, socially and economically democratic. It's not republic.
Okay, sir. So one more doubt, sir. Regarding Sabrimala case, you actually told us not to mention, but I still have a small doubt. So it is actually an example for anti-secularism also, because as people, it's like going against one religious belief, no, sir? So it's an example for anti-secularism or?
Yeah, this is where it's your opinion. See, you are that particular act as anti-secularism. That is your perspective. When you write this, person who is correcting is having opposite opinion. No, he will scratch he will strike down the answer itself. That is why I asked.
So what can be
something which has happened earlier? You give it.
Okay, but if the question has been asked, what can be a common stance for it?
See, usually they don't ask a question like that. Okay.
Okay.
I'll tell you, there was one question in 2019.
Okay.
The question was like this. They asked, in the name of secularism, some of our cultural practices are being attacked. Do you agree? Like the question was like this. So cultural practices was so many of the students wrote Sabrimala only, telling that Sabrimala traditional practice, and then this cultural practice is being affected by the name of secularism by the court of law. That is what their answer. They are all got less marks.
Okay.
Now, how can you deal? And when I say don't mention Sabrimala, you can say that the constitution in the name of secularism, okay, good cultural practices are promoted, bad cultural practices has always been created a trouble. Good cultural practices, you can give lot of mention, we are allowing for all the religions to be practiced. Okay, we are allowing them to be
publicly.
Yes. But negatively, we can say cultural practices like sati, child marriage, is challenged in the name of secularism, and that has resulted in the benefit for the society. Like that, you have to change the answer and write.
So, but the sati, untouchability, all are like past, no, sir. What about the future negative events, sir? Like, I mean, today's negative events.
See,
I'm sorry if I'm confusing you.
No, you're not confusing. If you are asked to write an article in newspaper or in media, you have to talk the subject which is in the top of the mind of people. That is the thumb principle.
Okay.
In case of writing the main answer, okay, if you are positively quoting, if you are positively using an example, then you can. But when the house is divided in the entire Indian population, some are saying particular act is secularism, particular is anti-secularism, you should better avoid that point. It is diplomatic answer. Okay, that is why I'm giving refer an example of the past.
Okay, so one more doubt from yesterday's class, sir. So now if you see, India is going towards capitalist economy, like de-investment, because they want a lot of private sector to come into, like, partnership with private sector. So can we say that socialism is going down in India?
Yeah, by the method of economy, of course, socialism has no relevance. We can say that, but
so we can say that like
I'll
Sorry, sir.
complete.
So can we? Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Yes, sir.
When we, by accepting the socialist method, we are not accepting the socialistic model of economy. We are adopted capitalistic form, so we cannot say we are a socialistic country in that front. But however, we have adopted capitalistic form of economy to achieve socialistic goals. So we can say we are socialistic now also.
So, but can we even say that because socialistic failed in India, we are going towards capitalism? Can we say that?
As an economic model, it failed. But if they are asking the word socialistic is relevant, we can put that the word socialistic is relevant in terms of achieving goals, because government has said by going for capitalism, I can get more revenue and use it for social and health sector, which is once again is the goal of social thing. And again, I want to clarify, you can have an opinion, but it matters, where you share the opinion, right? When in UPSC paper, something is in preamble, you are recruited to defend the constitution, and if you say that India is not India is not socialistic because of these things, no, it won't be appropriate. Take a positive stand, it is socialistic, but agree that in certain ways we have adopted capitalism, and then try to relate goals.
So, so one more last doubt, sir. So regarding Hyodhya case, Prime Minister did not voluntarily go there, no, sir. As he was invited as a guest, he went over there. I mean, as a head of a democracy, he was invited. I mean, as a head of a state. So why is such controversy being created, sir, regarding this matter?
As I told you, he has not shown any initiative or any response towards the building of the masjid. It is reported that there was continuously there is a check from the Prime Minister office regarding the progress of Ram Mandir, but the same approach was not there for the building of masjid. That is the problem. So you can facilitate both the religions together in the same way. And already we know that Muslims have sacrificed. In this case, they were fighting the case until now, and finally they've agreed for a temple. There must be some kind of accommodation, right? Okay.
So even the Muslim person who actually filed the case was also invited, no, sir, for this function. Even he was present at that function.
Yes, agreed. The criticism comes because of non-action in that front. Okay. So this person once again he has been
sir.
Out of courtesy, he would have come.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much for your time, sir. Thank you.
Welcome. Most welcome.